What a day.
Oh, what a day. Right?
Oh, fuck me. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
all good. All good. It's been a day.
Mm.
I think for both of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want me to start with my ails or would you like to start with yours?
Who's a worse?
Well, we've got to take Rudy back to a specialist vet, which is
Oh,
going to
bloody
cost us
Nora.
£2,500 for she's got to have a CT scan.
Bloody Nora.
Yeah. And it's an hour and a half away.
That's not so
So,
bad. You can put a podcast
y-
on, like,
yeah, I
that's all
know,
right.
but it's like I'm going to be there for like 5 hours.
Hmm.
It's not like I
Yeah.
can nip home, which is annoying. So I'm just going to be basically sitting in a car park for 5 hours.
Whereabouts is it?
Oh, I can't even remember. Nick's told me earlier, but I didn't register. I just registered hour and a half drive.
Did you buy a Nintendo Switch?
Yeah, I bought one ages ago.
Well, then this is the perfect time to use it.
It's only really got games for Ellis though.
Well, that can soon be changed.
Yeah, I've got more combat.
Hmm. I can
Yeah.
highly recommend Bulletstorm, Duke Nukem Edition. It's really good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's banging. Yeah. And
Nice.
anything with the word Zelda in it is good on the Switch as well.
Yeah, this is true.
Mm.
Yeah, I might have to invest.
Oh, your poor little Bubba. She's a trooper, don't she?
Yeah, it's just a fucking knobhead dog.
Yeah.
Scavenger.
Yes, they are.
But yeah. Anyway, tell me about your day.
Well, I'm a cunt, basically. It's long and the short of it. So, I printed the Back to the Future. This is purely for the listener because you know all this. Um, printed the Back to the Future garments, and they look really fucking cool. Like they look really, really good.
I did,
Um,
yeah.
bit of a long journey me getting there because the first screens I went to burn, I accidentally printed the transparencies in reverse somehow. Um, and so in my head, I was like, it doesn't matter because I can flip it over before I put it on the screen,
Mm.
which makes perfect sense. That would work, 100% would work. Um, but for some reason in my head, because I flipped it over, I was like, oh, it's also got to go like underneath the screen. So I put it underneath the screen. So all I burnt was just a giant sheet of emulsion because there was nothing blocking the yeah, blocking the UV. And then the reprint that I did, well, the reburn that I did, all went fine. No problems at all. I had a couple of areas where it was not the greatest exposure, but I fixed it with tape, like proper, like you can tell I've been doing this a long while. I knew I could fix it with tape, and I fixed it with tape. The
You've
only problem
DIY'd it.
was I proper DIY'd it. The only problem was I printed the wrong fucking color on the garments. So they were supposed to. This is the annoying thing. So the hoodies are supposed to have like a they hoodies have got a really nice sort of like not quite magenta pink, but still
Mm.
quite bright, but
It's
not
like almost
like
like purpley magenta,
yeah,
isn't
like a
it?
purpley, but really, really like a mid purple. I think I'd describe it as.
Yeah, that's a
And
really nice colour, that.
yeah, and it's come out. I mean, they look really good. They come out fucking banging. And I
Mm.
spent ages looking for that, and I was like, yeah, bosh, done. And then for some reason, even though I designed this shirt, knowing full well that the t-shirt was going to be like a sort of faded wine color with a cream print, I decided I'm going to print it in white. And I have no fucking idea why. Which wouldn't be much of a disaster because mistakes happen. Except for the fact that they've now discontinued that t-shirt.
Yeah,
So it is
it's
just
not ideal.
a clusterfuck. Like it's I honestly am so pleased to see the back of this job.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't gone much worse
No,
on
every
like.
step. Yeah.
I mean, it couldn't have gone much worse on like. It could have gone worse. It could have. Oh fuck's that! I don't even know what I'm trying to say. If this had happened on any other drop, it would have probably
Mm.
been fine.
Yeah.
But it's because now the garment no longer exists.
Yeah.
It's literally AS
Yeah.
Colour have taken it off the website.
Yep. Yep.
It's
We
like,
bought the last ones.
fucks.
We bought just enough to get this job done.
Yeah, no, it was literally. I can't remember if we spoke about that when we did the last
I
episode. I
don't
can't
know if
remember,
we.
but
We did.
we went to. Or the pre-order ended, and I texted you, didn't I? I was like, I'm going
Mm,
to order the garments today, and I didn't get around to it. So I got
mm,
around to it the next morning, and I went on the AS Colour website, and in the order there was two mediums, and they only had two mediums left on the site.
mm.
It said it was being discontinued, and I was just like, oh. And then there was
But that.
literally like two or three of each of the other sizes. And thankfully, we this drop didn't actually go that well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
it
the
wasn't a
first and
drama.
only
But
time we'll ever say that.
yeah, yeah,
Imagine
hundred percent.
if there were like 50 of them and I printed them all wrong. Can you imagine?
Mm.
Fuck me. Anyway, they still look really good. Like
They do.
they do look smart.
Yeah. So if
Uh,
any customers are listening to this,
yeah, and one of
emails
them,
have gone out.
one of them was. I'm gonna read out my friend Alex who bought one. I'll read out the exchange because it was quite
Go on.
um. I've got to fucking find it now.
The problem is you've got too many friends,
Yeah,
too popular.
Alex, I'm a cunt. Your Back to the Future shirt went brain dead and printed them all white ink instead of cream, and now they discontinued that color. You okay with it being white instead of cream? He was like, "Don't panic, it will still look awesome." So I said, "Thank you." And then he said, "I never even noticed in the pictures. I could have fucking got away with it. I could have got away with it. Could have not mentioned it. Could have not
It's
mentioned it."
best to be honest though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Because if we weren't honest, what I would have had to do is then go back through the website, change everything, delete all of the Instagram stuff. It's like that doesn't look dodgy.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't an
So yeah,
ideal.
always best to be honest.
Wasn't ideal. Mm.
No.
But,
Anyway, we live and learn. I'm going to write you a checklist
yeah.
for when you print and rewind stuff now.
That is the first time I've ever printed the wrong color on something.
I don't think I've ever done that.
No. I've done it where like I've pulled the wrong screen down. I've had the same job running
Yeah,
and it's like
yeah.
I've pulled the wrong and I've done that, but I've never actually loaded the wrong ink into a screen.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah, I don't
it's
think I've done that because the way I do my SEPs and all that is I obviously have reg marks, have the job name, or the client job name, location,
mm,
and then the ink color or the Pantone.
mm,
So it's kind of like I've got it on the proof, which I have next to the press, like a printout physical proof, or on my phone if I can't be asked to print it. And then I've got it actually on the screen that ink's been loaded into as well. So it's like, yeah,
mm.
can't say that's ever happened.
No. Well, I'm just an
Mm.
idiot.
Well, I'll tell you
So
one that I did the other day is so I think I had three screens on press, might have been four. Anyway, three or four screens on press, and they were all white prints, all separate jobs. And I've been trying to get into the habit of just like probably cleaning out screens if I'm leaving them sitting on press, or at least where the stencil is, sort of thing, so that mesh doesn't start getting stained and stuff. Anyway, so I've cleaned out this one screen that I'd finished using, and I was like, I'll load the ink into the next screen. So I started cleaning this screen out, gave it a proper good clean. And I was like, I might as well leave it in there because it's going to be a repeat in a week's time or something like that for a regular client. And yeah, it took like 10 minutes to properly clean it and everything, give it a dry and stuff. Dickhead me loaded the fucking ink back into the screen I'd just fucking cleaned
dickhead.
and then
What a
fucking
knob.
printed it. I was just like, why have I done? And it was fucking obvious as well because the one I'd cleaned out was a big back print, hence why it took me 10 minutes to clean it out.
Yeah.
And the one I was going to print was a fucking little left chest.
It's
I was
easy
just like,
come.
how did I not notice? But it wasn't even the fact I loaded the ink in. That's fine. I'll just scoop it out. But I actually fucking printed one. So now I have to go
Yeah.
and clean the screen
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, that's a bit that is next level.
Yeah.
This is how we deal with these problems, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have got a general thing where if I'm not using that screen but it's staying on, I'll put like a bit of tape across the top edge of the screen where I would put my hand to pull it down. to
Yeah.
remind me, and I'll
Yeah. Yeah.
write on it like what it's for.
Yeah.
But yeah, this every now and again you get a job that just kicks your butt.
Hmm.
And it's not even, it
Yeah.
wasn't a difficult, wasn't particularly technical. Just
No.
fucking pain in the bum hole.
Yeah.
Never
I think
mind.
it's those sometimes that you take a little bit for granted, isn't it? And you almost go like in autopilot
Yeah. That's exactly what it
and
was.
like,
It's
yeah.
exactly what happened. I went straight into autopilot, and I think what it was as well, because I've sort of run test prints on that design before I adapted it for our usage, is
Mm,
that I printed it on a very similar color with white ink before, and I
mm.
just sort of switched off and just fucking did it.
Yeah, because I
Yes.
remember when you first showed me that design, it was white.
Yeah. Yeah. But then we had a big long conversation about how wicked it would look as cream on red.
Yeah.
Like, and what's annoying is I don't forget things generally. So
No.
I'm not taking this as a memory issue. I'm taking this as a fucking just being a dickhead. I'd rather be a dickhead than like think that my memory was going.
Yeah.
Just realised I look
No,
like I'm all
just
color coordinated. I'm not. It's just the camera's making it look like my hat and my t-shirt are exactly the same color, and they're definitely not. Oh,
hang on one sec, mate.
it's all right. It's our guest here.
Yeah.
Okay. Exciting. So exciting.
On that, do you want to intro who we've got on? We've got a guest, a listener.
Fuck, I know. It's no, yeah.
We're
It's no long.
back to guesting, and
It's
we
no
are booked
longer.
up for the next few weeks. So you've got 8 weeks worth of episodes.
What did I call us last week? The roast potato breakfast or something. Is that what it
Jack,
was?
no, the
Jacket,
breakfast
jacket,
jacket potato.
jacket. Yeah, not chippy tea. We're breakfast jacket potatoes. Mm. No, we got. Actually, I've got to grab something before he comes on. Yeah, we got. What I would like. I think when you think of someone that prints t-shirts, this is what. Well, should we just say it is because of motor threads. Um, when you think of that's a really good intro, but it's a really bigging them up. But when you think of like people printing t-shirts and like doing it for people, like what this guy's doing and how he's doing it is like sort of the design thing you sort of think of. Do you know what I mean? That they're
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
almost stereotypically of the printer. Like if you were gonna draw someone who's a printer, you'd like
yeah,
what would their t-shirts look like? What would the studio look like? Like it's every box is ticked.
yeah. Agreed.
Quite excited.
Go on,
Mm.
go grab your thing.
It's just yeah. One second.
Right, he's left now. I can bitch about him. Pav has a small wheelie, small wheelie, small wheelie. Pav has a small wheelie. Pav has a small wheelie.
Actually, it's actually two things. It's two books.
I've got to have a think about what song you're going to sing us out to.
Is that not what the guest decides?
No, I think I'm deciding it.
Why?
No, we'll leave it up to the guest. If the guest can't come up with anything, I'll do it.
All right.
I'll have the chore of choosing what you sing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a chore.
Your rendition of Starman was actually quite good
When did I do that? I don't remember this. When did I do that?
last week.
The episode that we haven't released yet. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah.
Well,
That's why I don't
the
remember it because
episode
I
will
haven't
be
listened to it yet.
out now.
Yeah, but I haven't listened to it. Yeah, but now I haven't listened to it. So
No, I know you haven't, but
it is out, but I haven't heard it. It's out for the people listening to this now,
mm,
but it's not out for me now.
no,
That's how time works.
no, I know, but this is technically in the future. The listener is listening in the future to
Yeah,
you. Anyway,
I
anyway,
know, but
anyway,
I know, but you're making references to something that hasn't happened yet.
we're in a fucking multiverse, mate.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. Multipass. Go for it.
Multiverse. Right. So yeah, today we've got Joel on from Motor Threads, who we've been trying to get on the pod for fucking ages now, and we've finally.
Yeah.
He's one of these ones that we've said it's in the pipeline, and just never managed to lock in a date. So we've
Yeah.
finally got him, and he's here. So let's let the boy in. Hello.
Do I need more light?
I mean, we all need
You're
more
right.
light in our life, but it's up to you whether you feel the need to be.
I'm gonna get more light. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, get
It's all
more
right. We
light.
had Oh, he's gone. It's all right.
Sorry,
I'll tell him when
sorry.
he comes back.
Hold on, hold on.
Don't leave us, please.
I'm just for those listening.
Too soon.
I'm just going to describe the room. It's dark. Um,
Oh,
there's
well,
a
it's
there's a
it's it's
brick
it's
thing and
very
some.
dark.
It's quite dark. It's really dark.
I've like I moved to a cottage not that long ago, and it's just like it's in the pits of nowhere. So there we go.
There
It's a
we
bit
go.
sort of spooky, that isn't it? Right.
It's really spooky. You look like the dudes from Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah. He's just a poor boy.
Yeah.
To be fair, we had a guy, well, an entity on called Quidjibo.
Mm.
When was it? A while back, and he
Yeah.
just turned up in the dark, and he
Did
was
he?
like, he had
Yeah.
lights lit behind him, so we couldn't see his face because he didn't want his identity to be revealed, and it was
Oh,
like it
fair
was
enough.
so bizarre. Like we love him; he is an absolute legend, but it's yeah, it was strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi Quidjibo, he's a listener.
Oh, good.
Nice.
So we have on the podcast this week, Mr. iPhone bracket 10 close bracket.
Is that me? Is it?
That's just Joel. That's only because that's what it says as your name in the bottom left
You know
hand
what?
corner.
Uh, During COVID, this is the first time I've downloaded Zoom. I was a furlough boy, so
Oh,
the
oh,
Uh,
first time I've been on Zoom.
how many Zoom quizzes did you do? You must
Uh,
have done some Zoom quizzes. Everyone did a Zoom quiz, didn't they?
I did, but not through my account. So
Oh,
this
okay,
was my
right.
first actual Zoom call solo.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
hmm.
I'm pleased for you.
I
thank
think
you.
you're probably the only person in the UK that didn't do a quiz in lockdown. We still have one. We still have a family quiz
Do you?
from lockdown. Yeah, which
Through
is
Zoom?
just mental. I'm so bored of it.
It's only
But
because Darcy's still
yeah.
got COVID.
I am patient zero. It's never leaving.
Uh, uh,
Cool. Oh, well, thank you for coming on, mate.
No worries, no worries.
Before
Yeah, sorry,
we
it's been a
jump into it,
long
no,
one.
you're right. Yeah, we were just saying we've been trying to get you on for fucking ages, but it was just trying to lock something in was a bit of a nightmare, wasn't it? But
I'm
uh,
um I'm really bad like with scheduling and deadlines and everything. I'm horrendous, but
well, you are a printer. That's sort of our thing, isn't it?
yeah,
yes, it's the
So,
whole one.
it's part of the job, remit.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
our reason to be.
yeah.
Cool. So yeah, before we jump into it properly, then do you want to give us a little intro to you, what you do?
Yeah, so basically I'm a screen printer, manual printing only. I'll never go auto just because I used to run an auto when I worked in London, and it's pretty soulless. I respect people that run autos and I respect people that have them, but I just don't find that interesting. I've just always loved the manual art form. Um, yeah, and I'm a one man band. I just do it all myself. And then yeah, I print for bands and brands, but then I also my main income is just from like selling bootlegs on my shop, really. Yeah, which is kind of like the reason I started it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, is
Okay.
that? Do you wanna? Is there like what made you decide to do the bootlegs? How was the Motor Thread sort of bootleg side of things born? Was it just you wanted a t-shirt, you made it, and then someone else said, "Can I have one of those?" Or was there?
Pretty much, yeah. So when I was working at this company in London, which I won't say the name of just because, left on kind of bad terms and,
Oh,
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 name them then.
no, you
Name
got to
them
name them now.
no, um, no, yeah, like actually the boss was nice enough to let me print my own designs like after hours.
Oh,
So,
cool.
I like I'm an illustrator. I did illustration at uni, so I was always drawing like heavy metal designs and like skateboarding stuff inspired stuff. Yeah, so I put a few designs on tees and went to like markets in London and just started flogging it around, seeing how it sold. And then eventually I sort of saved up enough money to like buy a press and put that in a garage in South London. Some really nice guy called Paul, big up Paul.
Well done,
He
Paul. We like Paul.
let me start my business in his garage. He didn't charge me for
Fair enough.
electricity. It was only £200 a month. Yeah,
Good, good.
Fair enough.
Paul's a good guy.
yeah.
We
Paul
need more
was great.
Pauls in the world.
He was really interested in what I did and stuff, and he lived with his partner, and yeah, they were both like really interested in everything I did, really, and yeah, yeah,
Oh, we need to get Paul on. We should have Paul as a special guest. We should have done a review. Just so he walks on and Paul is here today.
he does it.
Is he there with you?
Yeah, yeah. No, he's not.
That honestly, that would have made my day. Would
Paul.
have made my day. Can you imagine? Well, I was saying to Darcy before you come on, like when you think of like a, a manual screen printer and someone who prints t-shirts or bands and stuff, you look at your Instagram and your website, and you almost, I said, you're like the stereotypical like cool shit, like done in a garage sort of thing. Like it is like
Yeah,
you're so on the nose with it. Not I'm not saying that's like a bad thing, but you're so on the nose with it. It's incredible.
yeah. So, yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, I do sometimes think of myself as like, oh, the classic screen printer doing punk bootlegs and metal
Mm.
boot. But I mean, that's what screen printing is, right? It's a kind of it's a movement in its own way. Like people,
Mm,
people, it's DIY, it's DIY, and
Mm.
DIY is punk, really.
Mm.
mm.
Yeah,
That's the thing. I mean, it's the way that everybody, well, probably 99% of people in this industry, or at least the ones that go on to start their own shops, that's how we all start. It's just
Mm.
by fucking up constantly and getting really annoyed and frustrated and going, I'm quitting. And then the next day going back to it and be like, I'm going to do all of this all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and that's
Mm.
oh, when I went,
What's the
I,
most punk DIY thing you've done?
I don't actually know. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, we tried to build a concrete skate park once, me and my friend out of
Nice.
Quick Crate. It didn't go well. We built it in an abandoned warehouse. This
Oh,
is
right.
like the brand, but that is probably the most then it got shut down by the police. Luckily we weren't there, but yeah.
Good hell.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
brand wise, what's the most punk thing or DIY punk thing you've done?
Probably live printing. I was really into that. Like live printing at events. Like yeah, just like taking the van, driving down to events and live printing there. Like I really enjoyed that. And it was kind
Live printing is one of those things that sounds amazing and feels really like as an idea, it's really romantic.
of
But
Mm.
the more I think about it, the more I couldn't want to do anything less than printing in front of people that don't know what
it's
printing is.
it's um it's stressful and it's like
Mm.
the whole time you're there, you're like, oh shit, I'm curing this with a heat gun. Like, is it even cured? And you're just giving
Uh,
like, yeah. So I'm just like, I have actually sort of taken a back seat from live printing mainly because the van I had like it's no more. So um, I do want to get back into it. But yeah, I'd say live printing like just finding events I wanted to go to and just being like, oh,
Mm.
can I live print here? And
so
that's
did you have a separate setup for that, or did you literally unload everything you had into the van and then go and do it?
no. So I'm the first press I bought, which was a custom carousel press. I think they were,
Yeah, I know custom carousels. Yeah, they used to be
yeah,
sold with all the Panther stuff as well, didn't they? A
yeah,
long time ago.
really, really janky carousels.
Mm.
But that was the one I had in my garage because it fit. And then I moved to a bigger studio in London, like a proper studio, and bought like a Raleigh press. And then I kept that old press and just used that for live events. So
Mm.
I just had like a press on the sides to like set up. Yeah, which was
Nice.
handy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fair
mega.
enough. How with the live printing then, because it's something that I've been approached for like a few times, and I'm gonna be potentially. It's not really live printing; it's more of a workshop that I'm doing with the business I'm working with. But how do you go about like the pricing and stuff like that? Or do you, or is it just a case of rocking up and you sell stuff, or yeah, what kind of
Um,
structure do you do with it?
so what I used to do, like, um, I know that some companies who do it, they charge quite a lot. But
Mm,
I used to, because I wanted to go to the event and I wanted a ticket for the event, I used to be like,
right.
oh, can you just buy the garments?
Mm,
I'd be like, yeah, I'll buy the garments and whatever we make, from the sales. Like I'd have a sum up card reader, uh,
Right.
and like obviously the customers would buy the t-shirt at the event, and then like whatever I made, we'd split like 60-40. I'd get 60% and they'd get 40%. So like yeah, like as long as the person you're working for, they supply the garments, and then yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I done it. I mean, there's different ways you can do it, but I just wanted to go to these events, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't
Oh, fair
mind.
enough.
Yeah,
I'm doing some
Fair enough.
live printing in a week or two.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sort of, yeah. So all of my friends with kids in the area, there's quite a few of them, like literally on my road even. Um, they always cut the trick or treating, and I was like, I like giving sweets and stuff out, but it's not special, is it? So I was like, what? What about if the studio's built onto my house? So I was like, why did I just open the studio up and then kids can come along and I'll just print them a orange t-shirt with a black pumpkin on while they're there waiting for it.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, so they're gonna. I've got three designs, so they can
Yeah,
come out, pick the size of t-shirt that fits them, pick the design they want. They wait, I print it, and then while they're waiting, their sort of dad can have hot chocolate or whatever.
yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll let you know how it goes.
Mm.
Shots with the parents.
Oh, can you imagine just getting absolutely wasted?
You on your 48th shot of tequila rosé of the evening.
Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? Yeah, one shot for you, one shot for me. Oh,
Yeah, that'd be fucking carnage by the end of it. The tunnel dryer would be on fire. Like, the kids going through the tunnel dryer. Like, hey, you fucking little shit.
that is the one thing I'm concerned about is someone touch it, but it doesn't get that hot from the outside. So unless someone tries to crawl up inside it, I think I'll be all right.
You be- Is
You'd
it
be
like
surprised, mate. People are idiots.
Yeah. What do you say, Joe?
is it like a garage you operate in, or
Yeah, yeah. So I got a single garage.
yeah, you could just
Um,
tape up, don't know what
yeah.
the
Yeah,
line.
yeah, people don't look at tape or read instructions. Do they? I think what I'll
Barbed
do
wire.
is
Barbed wire.
I'll set a trestle table up in front of it so no one can actually come in, but they can
Oh
like look like what's going on. They can stare at me like I'm a monkey in a zoo.
yeah,
Yeah, just put up some perspex.
I'm a bit of a knuckle dragger, so it would make sense.
yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, where did the name Motor Threads come from?
Well, it just came from Motorhead, to be honest with you, and then
Oh, do you know what? I didn't even make that. Isn't that ridiculous? I didn't even make that connection. What a
yeah,
fucking idiot! That's two stupid things I've done in the past
As you
two
were
days.
as you were saying that, I was like, Pav, that's a stupid question.
Yeah, what a fucking
Who
idiot!
wrote these
What
fucking
a fuck!
questions?
What? Do you know, why is it taking me? Bearing in mind, I've been following you for a long time,
mm,
and it's only just then when I asked that question, and I could almost feel the answer as I was asking it, and then when you gave me the answer, I was like, well, I'm a fucking bellend, and I yeah, yeah,
because my logo is in the Motorhead font,
yeah. It's
and,
so obvious.
and then also like the name is kind of in a bootleg in itself. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I thought it was
Mm.
yeah. I thought
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, and I feel like an idiot. Such an idiot. Well, before you come on, I was extolling the virtues of my idiocy earlier because I printed first time ever. I printed some garments and I printed the wrong color on them, completely the wrong color.
Oh, really?
First time ever, yeah. Which wouldn't be a problem if it weren't for the fact that that garment has now been discontinued, so we can no longer purchase that color. Well,
Fair enough. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I think I'm just having a week of being a fool. I think that's what it is.
I've,
Mm.
I've, oh, the mistakes I've made is ridiculous. I don't really take on much client work anymore, to be honest with you.
Mm,
I sort of leave it to the pros. You know, there's so many good printers out there. You've got like Heck Press and Vino Sangri and all those guys who are
mm,
like fire at it. And I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just print my own designs because at least like
yeah,
Yeah.
if I do a batch of 100 tees to a band, you know, and something's wrong with them, then I've got to like resupply 100 tees. Whereas if I print one t-shirt for one customer, if they complain, I'm like, oh, I'm only £3.50 down from a continental.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's just
So,
like it's really taking the pressure off, kind of taking a step back from doing client work. I mean, I've still got like clients I keep, like I print for like blokes and other skate brands and bands, but they just keep me ticking over now. I've kind of
mm.
Mm.
yeah,
I mean that's the ideal because I think a lot of people they learn to print because they want to start a brand.
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening is end up printing for everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So being able to nip that in the bud and go, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to do my own thing. Couple of clients to keep myself going, but like generally
Yeah.
speaking, it gives you more. It gives you more creative freedom, doesn't it? You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's it because it did when I was living in London. It's kind of the reason I moved back to Norfolk because I was like, London's too stressful. I had to chase money all the time to like keep a.
Mm,
And I was just like, fuck this. Like, I'll just move home and then like, I mean, I live on my own now. Like, it's a nice place, and like my studio's down the road. It's only £300 a month rent compared to £1,000 a month.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, so it's just like,
It's so expensive where we are.
it's
yeah.
insanely expensive where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
guys? Are you
No,
I'm.
we're both in Sussex.
right?
Mm,
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, for £300 a month, I don't know if I could even get a garage.
oh,
Really?
it'd be a shed
Mm.
where I am.
Yeah. Yeah, literally. No water, no electricity.
No, yeah, be a shed. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sickening. Like we speak to Sarah Heck quite a lot.
Mm,
Um, and it's like and a few other printers that are in Wales, and it's just like it's insane how cheap it is compared to
yeah.
where we are. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I had a 600 square foot unit up until when was it I moved out, Pav? You're good at dates.
20, 20
I'd like the exact date, please.
was it like
Exact date.
Easter 2023, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Year and a bit ago. And that was when I factored in the bills, I was paying about 1400 quid a month.
Blimey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, mine's
which
like
is like,
540 quid with bills.
Oh,
mm,
stop it.
Yeah, the
it's
studio
mad.
it's really big, but I
Mm,
think it's only because it's so cheap because the guy rent it off like it's just on a farm and it's kind
mm.
of, there's like a
No,
mechanic.
mine was on a farm as well.
Was it? Yeah,
Yeah. It's just stupidly expensive around here. We're in the wrong part of the country. It's like
yeah.
I'm from Yorkshire originally,
Mm.
and I keep getting my other half to agree to move somewhere cheaper, and she's like, "No, I like it down here." It's like we like our neighbours. I was like, "We'll get new neighbours. It's fine."
In an ideal world, you moved somewhere where you didn't have any neighbours.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah, Nick says I'm antisocial.
yeah.
I'm
Mm.
not. I do the podcast. I can be antisocial in my day-to-day life.
I
The,
mean, I
the,
can't how like because I was planning on moving to Yorkshire myself. Like
Mm.
after that, I was like, oh, I don't know, but I can't believe how cheap units are in Sheffield. It's like
Yeah,
it's preposterous. You can get a fucking
mm.
unit for like no,
that's where I grew up, Sheffield.
really, yeah. It's a great city. Oh, I really like it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I lived in Doncaster, but my parents were split up, and I lived half the time with my dad in Sheffield. It was
Mm,
Sheffield's a fucking great city. I love it.
yeah, really
Never been.
Doncaster's a shithole. Don't ever go to Doncaster. It's a shopping centre with a council estate all the way around it.
nice.
Yeah.
That sounds ideal. That sounds like I might go on holiday there. That sounds perfect. Sorry, our listeners from Doncaster, apologies.
It's fine. I'm from Doncaster. I can bitch about it. Tell
Yeah,
us
but you're
tell
a
us
weak
how
Southern boy
you
now,
actually
though.
got tell us how you actually got into screen printing then, because obviously you mentioned you worked at an auto shop before. Was that kind of like your first foray into this world, or
No,
were you doing something before?
so basically, let's go from when I was 16. So I've always been into skateboarding, like it's always been my passion. And you should get him on the show actually. Stuntman Fool is his Instagram name. He's
On
about
it. Writing it down.
yeah. So I basically in college we had like a was it 2 weeks work experience or 10 days? I can't remember. And I used to skate this park in Dis where I grew up. And one of the guys who skated it, he was a screen printer. He used to like re-screen over old skateboards. He used to
Nice.
print t-shirts for festivals and stuff. So he had a setup in this little village called Redgrave. And I was like, "Oh, can I do work experience with you?" And like, yeah, it was great. Like we were just like screen printing skateboards, which is a whole different.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
That's like,
I've always wanted to
Yeah.
try it. I always wanted to
Mm.
try it.
yeah, like you need the floppy screens and like the
Yeah.
Yeah.
screens. It's just a whole different thing. And you kind of need to learn how to make screens if you want to do skateboards because
Yeah.
Mm,
they're so low. Uh,
mm.
yeah, so I learned a lot from him in those 10 days, and then I worked with him for a bit. Then after that, I was like kind of screen printing at college, and then I worked in a digital print shop in Great Yarmouth, which like really kind of sucked the life away from screen printing because I was like, oh, I want to be a screen printer. And that's when I moved to London to work at this company, which was just autos, and I was in the bloody screen room for 2 years, which was awful.
Swamp Donkey.
Yeah,
Mm.
walk all
But
day.
you were pale as anything, didn't get any sunlight.
I didn't. And it was probably like it was just all plastisol as well. So you just come home like covered in shit. It
Yeah.
was like, yeah. That's one of the reasons why I've never like really done plastisol because I'm just like, yeah, I'm just like anti plastisol.
You got a bad experience. It's done
Yeah.
you in.
It's just so much easier to clean a screen when it's water based. Like it doesn't like stick to
Yeah.
the frame and it's just like, yeah. And like you haven't got to use those nasty like white spirity chemicals. I'm just like, yeah.
Darcy's
And
a water-based boy. Huh?
Pav just wheeze on it. That's how he
It
gets it
works.
off.
Mate, I got to
Yeah.
use it for somewhere. It's
I do
not allowed
both.
to go
I
down
do
the
both.
toilet anymore.
Yeah.
What, you piss?
Yeah, it's
The only
toxic.
use plastisol is on hoodies. If it's a white print on hoodies, I'll just use plastisol because I just get so sick of water-based white ink breaking down when I'm printing hoodies.
Hmm.
So it's the only time we use plastisol is just on hoodies. So I'm like, yeah.
So why band t-shirts? Because it is pretty much all band t-shirts, really, isn't it? It's not, and like musicians and stuff. Is there just like you
Uh,
just love them, presumably?
yeah, I'm just kind of obsessed with music, and I think basically I was going to say this. I was thinking about this today. I think basically the one of the reasons why I wanted to start my own screen printing thing is because I've been to see like quite a lot of bands, and I always remember about like going to bands. You'd go into the arena and it would be like, oh, £60 for a t-shirt. And
Mm.
Hmm.
then you go outside and be like £20 for like a way better bootleg. And you
Mm.
Hmm.
bootleg. So I'm just
Mm.
like I try and make my stuff as cheap as possible and kind of like in that bootleg DIY style that like people sell outside of venues.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, it's just a passion for music and a passion for, that thing. I mean, I have got in trouble a few times, but
I was going to ask this. This was going to be a question I was going to ask later, but let's
yeah.
get into it now. Who have you got in trouble with? How much trouble did you get in? How did you get out of it? I want all of the details.
So I I basically I did an Iron Maiden bootleg and I used their font and they were actually really fine about it. Like I think to be honest with you, if you bootleg something and you take it down as soon as they tell you to, it's fine.
Mm.
Yeah.
Um yeah, it's like a slap on the wrist. So yeah, I used Iron Maiden's font and I also used their red Pantone and they really weren't happy about it and they were like, "Oh, luckily it was a pre-sale, so they were like, "Oh, you need to take this down. Like this is a cease and desist. Any money you've made from this, can you send it to this?" So like with a cease and desist, any money you make, you have to send
Mm.
money you've made from it, which is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, luckily it was a pre-sale, so I'd stored the money aside for it anyway. So I was just like, "Oh, whatever." So yeah, Iron Maiden is one. Other than that, not really. I mean, I've bootlegged some bands that are pretty well known for like going for you. Like I'm doing a
Mm.
bolt thrower one at the moment, which is like quite risky, but yeah. I mean, at the end of the day,
Got to keep it excited, mate, haven't you?
yeah, got to keep it exciting. But I think after the Iron Maiden incident, I try and like just bootleg bands that don't really exist anymore, or like
Okay.
members
Yeah,
of
I mean that's the secret sauce, isn't it? Like
yeah,
if
yeah,
if there's no one to deal with it, then you can sort of fucking do it, can't
yeah. But
You're
then
just there, late night Googling who's dead.
yeah,
you?
but then you do come up with issues these days where like I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of bands have just become merchandise brands. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Motorhead is
Yeah.
a brand, and like Thin
Yeah.
Lizzy is a brand, so you can't really
Yeah.
book their stuff because it's like they're
There's AC/DC, Guns N'
yeah,
Roses, Nirvana, all of them. I mean, they're stocked in fucking Primark. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly. They're literally just a clothing brand at this point, and like these bands don't even
mm,
really exist anymore.
yeah, Ramones, another one.
Yeah, yeah,
It always makes me laugh when you see like a fucking like 15-year-old wearing a Ramones t-shirt. It's like, what's your favorite Ramones song?
yeah,
I'm gonna be that cunt.
The thing is though, it's sort of in many ways it's taken away from, like you said, they've become merch, but
Mm.
it you can't blame the people that are wearing it because
No.
it's that some of they're so iconic
Mm.
that
Yeah,
they are just pieces of art and art in themselves, like
yeah, definitely.
regardless of the backstory behind it.
Yeah.
Mm.
No, I
Like
agree.
I don't know everyone that's done a stunt for Red Bull, but I still drink a can of Red Bull every now and again. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Like it's. Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. No, I definitely agree with that. It's a good way to put it, to be fair. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What's your favorite bootleg you've ever done, or your favorite shirt in general that you've ever done?
Um, I might have to go through the depths of my Instagram because I've done so many that I'm kind of like, I mean, sorry, I'm just having a look.
I like your Oscar the Grouch one.
You know what? I was going to say that, but I only sold two of them.
Well, that normally means it's the best one as a general rule.
And one of them I think I had to give away for free because a customer's order never showed up. So I was like, oh, you can have one of these for free. And he was like, yeah, yeah, cool.
For the listener, there's an Oscar the Grouch, and it's Let's Get Trashed, and it's very very cool.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
all
that is a bootleg from Primark because Primark used to do a t-shirt
is
with,
it?
yeah, they used to do a t-shirt and I used to have it when I was about 15 and it said, let's get trashed. I was like, oh, I'm remaking this. It looks nothing like it, but I was like, I'm going to
You,
remake it.
you've mentioned twice about ages and being 15 and 16. In my art mind, you only look about 17.
I'm 26.
Well, you're one of those.
I like
You're
that.
one of those people that like just gonna. You've got a portrait in your loft. You're gonna look like you are now forever. Is that what
Hopefully.
it is?
You know what? I think, right, here we go. I think my favorite one, mainly because it sold really well, is the Black Sabbath ringer with the purple print, which is an old
Mm.
design, which looks like a Robert Crumb drawing, but it's
Mm,
not Crumb. It's like a 70s comic
yeah,
book.
it's cool.
You know the
Yeah,
one?
I know the one. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, yeah, that's probably my favorite design, and that's like one of the reason I print my t-shirts is basically I'm just like, oh, I kind of want that, so I'll
Mm.
Mm.
I'll bootleg it, and then I'll just put it on my shop anyway. So I'll print one for myself, and then I'll just, do you know,
Mm.
yeah,
So is that how
That's
you do?
kind of.
Like you go first.
I was going to say that's kind of the reason why we started Rewind, our brand. And it was kind of like we wanted to create shirts for, whether it's movies or TV shows or games or whatever, like popular culture stuff that in our eyes didn't exist to kind of like almost like where we wanted it sort of thing or what we wanted to wear.
yeah, exactly,
Um, but yeah, it's just creating shit for yourself, isn't it? I think anybody who starts a brand, and we've spoken about this loads of times, anybody who starts a brand does it for themselves first, and they're
mm,
the brands that are going to be the successful ones rather than the ones that are like just,
yeah.
make money, get hose or whatever. Or what is it, Pav? What's the saying? What's your
Fuck
famous saying?
bitches, get money.
There we go. That's
That's,
it.
yeah.
Pav's famous saying.
Have you seen that the interview with what's his face Rubin, Dave Rubin, Dave
No,
Rubin,
who's Dave Rubin?
the guy who does all like the is it Dave Rubin, the guy with the long beard, and he does all like the production on all these famous albums. Was it Rick Rubin? Rick Rubin?
Oh, right, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Rick Rubin. And then and he's written something down somewhere, and some interview said, is it right you say that the audience comes last? And he was like, yeah. He
Really?
said, yeah. He's like, if I don't like it, then no one's gonna hear it. And he's like,
Mm.
but what? It might be something that other people enjoy, but it doesn't matter if I don't enjoy it and I don't
Yeah.
like it. It's tough.
Mm.
It's as simple as that. And I was like, whoa. But then tried and
I think it's the
tested,
right
like,
mentality to have, though. That's the thing.
yeah.
Like it when you're doing something like in the industry that we're in of screen printing, and there's screen printing as a process. I don't think there's a huge amount of creativity that goes into it. It's everything that comes before that is your
Mm.
creative process. But um, yeah, I think. Oh fuck, I've lost my train of thought now. Uh,
Doing what you like and not anyone else is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
uh, I can't remember. It's gone. It's gone.
I
Fuck
do
you,
agree,
brain.
the fact though that the actual printing side isn't the creative process because
Mm,
fucking hell, like I love like designing a piece. I love like setting it up for the sample. I love like making
Mm.
for it and then setting it up for the sample. But when I get around to actually printing the orders, I'm like, fuck, I've got to do all these orders now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it's the manufacturing stage, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
kind of like there's
I had
no,
8
as
print.
much as you might enjoy it, there's no creativity in manufacturing because there's a way it does work and there's a way it doesn't. It's like, you look
Yeah.
at art, you can make something work 100 different ways, and screen printing, I think, is a lot more linear.
Mm.
Which is, everybody does stuff in slightly different ways, don't they? But I think there are set parameters for stuff to work, whereas art is different.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I find it absolutely mind-boggling that you design something and then you set it up to print one,
Mm.
and then you try and sell it because
Oh,
it's such a when you think about how screen printing works, particularly with your multicolored designs and that's
mm.
such an unusual. I mean, if someone came to me and said, oh, I've got this t-shirt, and I'll look at it, it's got like 4 or 5 colors on it, maybe 2 locations, whatever, and they go, "Can you print me one?" And then I'm going to try and sell it. I'd honestly laugh. I'd laugh them away. I'd be like,
Yeah.
"No, peasant!" It just wouldn't happen. The fact you do that for yourself is just incredible.
I think the thing about it is, it's like I wanna I wanna let people know that I've printed this myself and it's a real photo because there's so many brands that don't even print and they're just like,
Mm,
here's a mock-up I did on Photoshop. What
Mm.
yeah.
he's gonna look like. And like, you might get the tea in the mail and that it might not even look like that. Like I just want to
Mm,
know what it's actually gonna look like. And also just
mm,
enjoy doing the sample because at the end of the day, like if the tea's popular, I can just sell the sample along with others,
yeah.
keep it for myself. Like,
Mm.
I think
yeah.
there's so many brands you see online nowadays that, and it's as you said, put up like the mock-ups, and like we do mock-ups with our brand and stuff like that. But it's kind of like the majority of the time anyway, we've sampled stuff and we've got photos and everything,
Yeah.
even if it's just for us to see how it looks, sort of thing.
Mm.
And but I think you see a lot of brands on Instagram now who will do these like massive oversized prints on t-shirts, and
Yeah.
it's like, if I order that, I know 100% it is not turning up like that.
No, definitely. Like, especially if it's like
Like
there's a
seam to seam. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of brands that are like doing like film bootlegs and they're just like massive, really photographic prints. And I'm like, it's not gonna look like that, and that's only gonna look like that maybe on a small t-shirt. I don't
yeah.
know. You get to like 2XL, it's gonna just like,
Mm,
you know, be different. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I had that conversation with somebody the other day. They put in a fairly large order, but they basically wanted the design to be proportional to the t-shirt on every single size.
Oh, that happens.
And I was just like, do
Maybe.
I have to have this conversation? And it's like, there's part of it that's like, it's just a bit of ignorance. They don't understand the process and stuff like that. So it's like that I'm willing to explain. But then they came back with, but can we make it the same size on all like the same proportions on all the
Mm.
t-shirts? So I'm like, I can, yeah,
And the
but you're
cost,
going to be paying quadruple the price per print.
yeah.
So it's up to you. And they're like, oh no, it's not worth it. But,
No, it's never worth it. Yeah.
no. I mean, occasionally what I'll do, like we print for a few like dance schools and stuff like that, and they have like a mix of like adults and kids tees, and I'll always pretty much always do the left chest at the same size unless there's some like really small kid sizes. But
Mm.
then the kids sizes, I'll do the backs at a different size.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Thing with
But it's
kids,
I mean, even
yeah,
when it's like larger kid sizes, I'll still do them at like the adult size, like 12 to 14 or something, because
yeah,
it's like they're basically fucking small adult sizes anyway.
yeah,
Um, but yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, that's kind of how I do it as well. But to be fair, I've never really done a run of kids' tees, to be fair. But
Mm.
They're the most frustrating things to print once you get down to like the 1 to 2 and the 3 to 4s.
you have to load, don't you? Because I remember doing that on the auto when I used to run an
They're
auto. Load them.
really difficult to load. Yeah,
I've
particularly as
never
nine
printed
times
a
out
one
of
to two.
have you not? I think I've got one
I
here.
printed some baby vests the other day, which was interesting.
I think
Oh, were
so.
they the 8 color ribbed ones?
You talking to me?
Yeah, the vests or actual like baby.
No, like baby vests, like like baby grows sort of thing.
Oh,
I didn't screen print them because there was only three of them. I DTF them. It was
I
for a
did.
mate of mine. I was just like, Yeah, I'm not going anywhere near these with a squeegee because I don't even know where to start. Like,
When you said baby vest, in my head, I had this idea of like a baby with a vest, like smoking a
what, like a
fag.
wife beater?
Yeah, like holding holding a can of beer. I don't know why. The thought of a baby wearing a vest is really fucking weird.
With
Quite
a
cool.
big gold chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking
Incredible.
hell. Right.
Where were we?
We do have a sort of list of questions, but yeah, we'll gradually make our way through them. But so I wanted to ask, what is next, and what are kind of like your plans for the future? Do you I mean, I've got written down here, do you want to focus more on your own printing or client work? But you've kind of established you want to do your own stuff more anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's kind of next with all that if you have a plan?
Well, it's weird that I said that earlier because like on the way home I got like three new jobs come in from different clients, which I'm like, one of them's printing underwear, which will be interesting, like men's boxers for a band. They want their band.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't even know where I'd buy boxes from. I'd find it some. I think AS Color do them. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
they.
it's colour doom, yeah.
yeah, they
All
do.
right,
Yeah.
there you go. I'll get it from there. But yeah, I think like yeah, like I established earlier, like I'm always just I've got a lot of creative energy at the moment. I'm always just like thinking of like new designs and stuff. So at the moment, I'm very much focused on just doing my own stuff and like keeping that ticking over because I'm not really obsessed with the money side of things now. I've moved to a cheaper area. Like it's
Yeah.
very much like, oh, I need to make loads of money. I need to make loads of money. I'm like probably chasing work, like emailing people all day, like, oh, can I print for you? But now
Mhm.
I'm taking a bit of a back seat and I'm sure
I,
like maybe in the new year I'd be like, oh, actually, let's like knuckle down and make some money. But because obviously January, like you guys will notice, January is like dead for printers.
Yeah.
But
January's horrible.
yeah, but at the moment,
presumably though, because of how you presented everything you do and all of the things that are in your Instagram and your website,
mm,
you get a better or you get the type of client that you are yourself to yourself that like you want the artwork you want to do
yeah,
you're probably getting because you're presenting yourself as being sort of the subject matter expert in this sort of band tee style. Is that do you get a lot of that, or do you still get the plumbers that want a
Joe's
work
plumbing.
t-shirt?
no, I don't have that. So like, yeah, you're right. Like, I do just get bands that want me to print for them, like,
Mm,
which is really nice. And then obviously I've had like a few jobs for breweries and stuff, which quite boring stuff, like 300 Ts for a brewery or something, which I find really monotonous. But this is what I'm saying. Like, I do pass on a lot of work to like bigger printers who have autos because the client is going to save money if it goes
mm,
Mm.
rather than me. Because if I get a job for like 300 Ts and I'm like hand pulling each one, I'm on
Mm.
discharge and just like rush it out. But then like I don't know. Yeah, I'd rather just send it to an auto printer and just not do it.
Yeah.
what is the biggest manual job you've done?
Yeah, probably like 300 T's, front print, back print, yeah, white ink, and yeah, I won't. They wouldn't accept discharge. I'm a bit of a discharge fiend. I love it.
Oh, I can't stand being near it. It gets my teeth on edge. I've tried it once. It's something about it. I don't know what it is. I know it's like can be incredibly bad for you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I do wear a mask and gloves when I'm mixing it, and like when I'm printing it, I wear a mask. But like, I don't have any micro reg on my press, so um, like if I like to get away of not using a base, I'll just use discharge. Like
Yeah.
I used to try and reg in a base, but with no micro reg, it's not good.
Yeah. It's a pain in the ass. We've
Yeah,
all been there, mate.
yeah,
So you had to PFP those 300 front and backs.
yeah. So just yeah, white water based ink, and then yeah,
I feel your pain.
but that was all right.
Mm.
It's fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of
Um,
all my black tea designs are just discharge because yeah.
mm. I'd love to do more discharge printing. I got into it a little bit when we had our unit, but I've moved the studio back home now when the whole fucking cost of living crisis happened and shit.
Yeah.
We print for like a lot of breweries, and they just stopped spending. and it was like, oh, this is a bit worrying. I need to diversify the client base. So yeah, moved everything back home, but where my press is literally attached to my house now, and I
Yeah.
have to open the door to come into the house. So it's like if I print discharge, all of that is just going into the house.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, can't really be doing that. So
No.
yeah, Plastisol and water based now.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
yeah, what water based are you using?
I actually just use Amex water based.
Okay.
I got I got reached out by Magma Color because like
Yeah, yeah,
they emailed me and I've heard their stuff is really good. But to be honest with you, I'm
yeah.
people that like once I'm
It's
set.
ve- it is very, very good, but it is very, very expensive as well.
Yeah, that's the thing as well. Like I just buy a base and I'll just
Hmm.
mix. I just do everything by eye. I'm like I don't
Yeah.
use scales. Like even when I mix discharge, I'll just like do it by eye. I'll put the
Mm.
activate by eye. I'm pretty old school, I think. Like
No, no,
Oh,
fair enough.
old school coming from the guy who looks like he's 11 years old. Brilliant.
I learned
Fucking hell, man.
who was really old school. He was, yeah, like the guy who I did the skateboarding printing with. He was just like, nah, just fucking, chuck as much activator in as you can. Like, don't worry about scales and all that. Like, yeah, shit, like, yeah. Whereas like the print shop I worked at in London, like, it was like, oh, scales, like, oh, you need to go buy this like online, like weight and stuff. And I'm like, nah, bollocks. Like, it's fine.
Mm.
I suppose if you're doing a lot of printing for yourself, it doesn't the color can be
No,
whatever you
it
want the
doesn't
color to
matter
be,
as
can't you?
much.
Like it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah, as
No,
long
I
as
found that. I found that when I was with my brand Downcast, like when because I printed probably 99% of the stuff that's in here, and it was like when I was mixing Pantones and that, and you know how it is with like water-based Pantones, it's like
it's
they're
nightmare.
yeah. But it was like if I could get sort of there, I'd just be like, yeah, that's fine. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
is what it is. But then when I transitioned over to, it's the whole reason I got a Plastisol system is because Pantone matching was a fucking nightmare.
yeah,
Um, and I was just spending far too long mixing ink. So I was like, if I get a Plastisol system, it's like the Pantone that, I mean, for starters, there's more Pantone options in there. So I'm not going to have to fuck about with what Pantones I'm having to pick sort of thing. I can more or less guarantee that in the, um, what's it called? What's our mixing system, Pav? Rutland.
Right.
In the Rutland
yeah,
system, it's kind of like the Pantones are just fucking, there's so many of them. Um,
yeah.
and it's like I know the color's going to be pretty much bang on.
Yeah. That is the
So
using plus. So like you
mm,
do just get colors spot on, and it's like
yeah,
if you go too far with it, you can kind of get it back. But if you go too
yeah,
far water base, you're like, oh shit, I've just turned it into black ink, and it's just like, yeah,
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 You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
convincing me. It was not you. No, none of you lot are convincing me to go water based.
Well, I mean, one thing I do really really like about printing water based and in particular Magna is so if I had an ink that I knew I wasn't fucking going to use against a random fucking Pantone, it was a one-off job or fucking one-off event or whatever, I would just whack a load of HB in there, which is the low solids ink to loosen it up, and then just chuck a load of black pigment in, and I've got black ink.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So just add infinite black ink. It's great.
Yeah,
Whereas like I don't think you can. I think there is something out there that you can do something similar with plastisol, but you have to use a lot more of it.
yeah,
And it kind of defeats the purpose because then you're spending money just to make ink.
Mm.
yeah, definitely.
You know.
Yeah,
Just
But
only ever print white ink. Job done.
hmm. Well, I was on a job the other day and I was printing a 485C, which is like your post box red or letterbox red, whatever the fuck it's called. And I fucking ran out and I had like 20 shirts left on the run. And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to have to go mix some more. And I noticed a pot of another Pantone red, which was 2035. And I was like, that looks like identical to my eyes.
yeah,
And I put it in the screen and I couldn't see the difference.
Yeah, but
So
you are missing out a vital piece of information here about your life, Darcy, aren't you?
I'm colorblind. But I
Yeah.
did get Nix to I did get I did get Nix to check it and she was like, I can't see the difference. So yeah.
And Darcy's wife is Stevie Wonder. Um,
Stop bullying her.
uh, uh, do you have any like top tips for Like you say you've got these people coming to you now that are after, like you've suddenly got busy people asking for things. What are your tips for anyone coming to you, like to get things printed and like m mistakes that you try and sort of steer them away from?
Um, what like for the client?
Yeah, because I don't know about you, but every now and again I can get a design comes in and I can go, that's not going to work. Or they'll ask for something and I'll be like, for example, like, oh, can you print from like the sleeve all the way across the top of the shirt to the other side of the sleeve? No,
Yeah,
like, but
yeah. I mean, what I'll tend to do. I mean, this is another bad thing about myself. I don't do mock-ups for clients. I just I just send them measurements. I'm like, yeah, is this all right? Because when I started out, I spent so much time doing mock-ups and stuff. And
Mm.
oh, here's the Pantone I'm going to use. I'm just like, I don't really. I just take on work that's like black print because I'm
But the thing is, with the mock-ups and everything like that, like I think all of that is for you as the printer. It's like that.
yeah
Obviously, the client's going to approve it, but I think the only thing that is there for is to protect you as a printer. So it's like if you're not bothered about that, I don't think there's any fucking harm in it whatsoever. It's not the wrong thing. It's like the
yeah
last place I worked at had been in business for 30 years nearly, and he'd never done mock-ups until I got there.
exactly yeah. So
I
it's
was just like, it to me, it's a bit alien, especially at the size of the company he was. That was the thing to me. It
mm,
wasn't necessarily, oh, it's just a print shop. Like, I do it because I came from a design background and it was, mocking up stuff on business cards and all that, blah, blah, blah. So it just came kind of naturally. But it was like going into there, him not having it in like the merchandise sector, and it wasn't screen printing, it was like digital print and stuff like that. And as you said, it was fucking soul destroying.
yeah
And I hated it. Hence why I'm not there anymore.
yeah
Um, but yeah, it was just
and
strange.
why you
But I
haven't got a
think,
soul.
well, yeah, that too. Um, but I think especially when you're like like a solo shop operator, I don't see any harm in not doing it. Like so long as like you're happy to have the risk on you. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. That's the thing. Like I've never really had many issues with. I
Mm.
don't have had any issues with people like not doing mock-ups. They send me artwork. Here you go. Like oh yeah, can it be this?
Mm.
I'm like yeah sure. As long as
Yeah.
it's in the middle and it's like the right color. Like why do they need to see a digital version? They're gonna.
Yeah. Exactly.
I
People
don't know.
just like a lot of control. That's what it is.
And I
Mm. What
like
one of my regulars? Sorry, go on.
I don't want to like diss customers or anything, but like when you start sending mock-ups, you're just giving them more things to like complain
Mm.
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
prolonged
Yeah.
job, and then they go like,
100%.
see this Pantone, which is like two colors off, and I'm like, it doesn't
Hmm.
matter.
Yeah,
Mm.
you can't tell on
The
the
thing is
screen
that
anyway, can you?
yeah, I think a lot of the time, what people will do as well is if they're requesting a specific Pantone, they don't own a fucking Pantone book. They're
No,
just going on Google and they're Googling Pantones. And obviously, those Pantones can look very different on screen to what they do in a fucking Pantone book.
yeah,
So it's like most of the time, if people give me Pantones, I will fucking ignore it unless I know they've got a Pantone book and I will match it to their artwork. And I've
yeah,
never had a fucking complaint about it. Like the only times that kind of I know people are going to be picky is when they provide their own proofs.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm just like, oh, you're one of those, aren't you?
mm,
Mm.
Just you're the dick here.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, they're all right. Um, oh yeah, that was what I started saying. So I had an email from a regular customer the other day, and I've printed for him for fucking donkey's years now, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just putting together the artwork for their it's one of these dance schools I mentioned, and is I'm just putting together the artwork for this big order we're going to put in with you for our once a year event, blah blah blah." And but he was like, "I need to figure out the colors." He was like, oh, I've got it in RGB at the minute and I can't really find anything that looks really good in CMYK. And I'm like, mate, I've told you this like over and over again. Just send it as it is and I'll fucking panto match it.
yeah,
Why are you fucking about with the artwork? Because I know you're useless with your timing and I will get this in a month's time, a week before your event. So just
yeah,
send me the fucking artwork. I was like, you're only up the road from me. I will come to you with my Pantone book and you can just fucking pick one. Why
exactly.
are we dragging this out? Like, it was just like I had quite an honest conversation with him. He's like, oh yeah, I've never thought of that." I was like, "Well, I fucking have told you like
Yeah,
every time you've put in an order." But yeah, he's dope. He's lovely, but he's proper dopey.
Yeah,
Speaking of books, have you got these books? Do you have many t-shirt books?
not really. I don't have.
Oh,
I've
I'm
got
a
skateboard.
Oh, I've got a cool one.
Skateboarding and printing is my roots. Um,
the Art of the Band t-shirt.
okay, I'll have to check that out.
This is banging, right? So this is it's not just like you've got all like the famous find a famous one. Like the Public Enemy baseball shirt sort of thing.
Yeah,
So
cool.
it's got like the design, and
Yeah.
then there's a little bit of information about it as well.
Oh,
Like this one for the Public Enemy, the gun that was drawn by Chuck D,
yeah.
and the man in the sights is fellow rapper E Love. So like but it's like all spectrum of you got Wild Cherry, Rick James, like Emerson Lake and Palmer. But
No,
it's really really good and it's pretty cheap. It's normally like 5 or 6 quid on Amazon. I bought that
That's a
second hand.
fucking good one as well. If you don't earn that, that's like loads of. It's not just band t-shirts. It's There's. I
yeah.
mean, there is a lot of like band t-shirts, like Bowie. Who's
Mm,
that? Oh, both Bowie. Yeah,
You
Roxy
know,
Music, all that sort of stuff. But it's yeah, a lot of band t-shirts. There's a lot of skate brands in there and stuff like that. A lot of businesses
yeah.
and shit. It's just a really fucking cool book. One of my mates bought it me a couple of years ago.
I'll have to
Um,
check it out because I get a lot of my stuff just through like Instagram, following like
hmm,
t-shirt pages and stuff. So like, don't know if you guys have noticed, but I kind of stick to the traditional tattoo print slash color. The red, the yellow,
yeah.
um, the red, the yellow, and the white. Just because I think like it kind of looks old school. Like if you look at like old Led Zeppelin t-shirts and old Black Sabbath
yeah.
t kind of just all done in like
Hmm.
those, and they might have done like Discharge. Well, they probably wouldn't have done Discharge actually because that came out in the 90s, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably just done like plus. No, they probably would have done water based. I don't know. I don't know what they would have done.
Plaster's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah, it would have been plastic, but it would have been really, really fucking horrible shit.
With no
Not the
base.
type of stuff you want to touch with your bare hands.
Yeah, like hitting it loads of times. I reckon no base.
Mm,
Mm.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's why they're all the old like vintage tees are all just like cracked to shit.
Yeah, and now
yeah,
people want t-shirts to look like that, don't they?
yeah. I know. Well, there's a specific cracking base you can buy now to
There
crack
is.
t-shirts, which
Yeah,
is like you print the base, you print your shit on top, but then after you've printed it, you've got to sit there and fucking crack it all. It's like, why
yeah.
would I want to do that?
The noise is mega satisfying though. Like,
Mm.
mega
I mean,
satisfying.
you could just get Pav to print all your t-shirts, and then they'll all be able to
Then
cure.
guarantee they won't crack. They will all crack after the first wash.
Well, I mean,
By wash 5, you'll have a blank shirt again. You can get it reprinted.
what I've done before is like I think some client asked me like, "Oh, can you make it look cracked?" And I think I ended up just putting a filter over it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what tends to happen now, isn't it?
it's the same effect, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
and you're going to be left with a lot more durable print, I think.
yeah,
Like all these additives and stuff. It's like they are cool, but I don't necessarily trust that they're going to be like as durable as like a regular screen print, whether that's water based or plastisol. Or, I mean, discharge is obviously the most durable of the lot, but
yeah,
yeah, I just don't quite trust them. And it's the same with like specialty inks, like metallics and shit like that. Like
yeah.
I don't trust. So I bought a Palace tee not too long ago, and I didn't realize it's like a shimmery gold print. Like I
Oh,
thought
like
it was like, yeah, like a proper goldy gold print,
yeah,
and I didn't realize. I thought it was just like a flat color, and it's fine. Like I still really like the t-shirt, but after about maybe washed it about 15 times, it started to crack already.
yeah,
Compared to all of the other Palace shirts I've got, which are like, I mean, this one's Palace, that's Discharge.
yeah,
All of the other ones, the prints are absolutely, they're so solid. But that
yeah.
one, literally, yeah, 15 washes maybe, it started to crack a bit. It's just
Can't
because
remember
it's
the last
metallic.
time we did an episode and you didn't mention that you just got a Palace shirt. Like you must own half of their catalogue.
Can I pop to the loo real quick? Sorry.
Yeah,
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 yeah, of
go for
course,
it.
mate.
You can edit it.
Darcy. It's normally Darcy that goes to the loo first.
Oh, really?
I've
Yeah.
got the bladder of a fucking almond, or
You're
the
gonna go for
size
a
of an
wee. You're
almond.
gonna go for a wee, Darcy.
Yeah, why not? I'll join him.
I'll force one out just for the sake of continuity.
Take one for the team.
Yeah, I might have a poo. Sod it.
Be there for about 8 hours wiping.
It's like rubbing a permanent marker stuck up my ass.
Right, I'm back.
Oh, and we both beat Darcy back as well.
But we all went for a wee, did we?
I just decided I was going to go out of solidarity. So I just went and I didn't even really need to go. That's why I was so quick. I was in and out like a whippet, a weepit.
Oh
He'll
dear.
be he'll be back in a second.
All right, no worries. Yeah.
There he is. Look at him. Run.
Here he comes.
Here he is. Socks and sandals. Hello, socks and sandals.
Fuck off.
Where were we?
Oh, where were we?
We were
Oh, we were talking.
talking about. I've forgotten now.
Darcy was talking shit, and we were just agreeing with him. That's what normally happens. And then it's my turn to talk shit.
Go on then.
Smile and wave, boys.
Is there how up are you on keeping in line with other trends that are happening in the print industry? Do you sort of are you aware of it, or do you just sort of it's not on your radar?
Um, Sorry, did you hear that? That was my cat making weird noises. Um,
Hey, what's your cat called? More importantly.
Called Guinness because she's all black, which looks so. Um,
I like
Nice.
that.
um, yeah, not really that hot on it. I mean, like when I see when I see Screen Print World put up like a video of like a automatic t-shirt loader, I'm like, fuck you. Like no one needs
Mm.
this. Um,
Oh, I was more thinking like trends like that brands and designers are having
Like
rather than
Puff,
sort of machinery.
Puff Ink and fucking shit like that.
um, Puff Ink. I used to print it at the place I worked at, and I was so bad at it. I
No
was
one's
Mm.
good at it.
I could never get the ratio, and like, but then again, it kind of made me feel good because I used to get the tube home and I'd see Puff in the wild. I'm like, God, that looks just as bad as my one I did today.
Yeah.
Like, Arbor-
Puff in the wild. Like that's something Diddy won't be hearing for a little while, isn't it?
Fucking hell, mate. Too soon, man.
yeah, a bit too soon. Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, I feel like I just kind of keep in trend with the time of the year. Like at the moment, I'm doing longies because people wear long sleeves. It's time season. I never do hoodies because I fucking hate printing hoodies.
Yeah.
Every screen printer hates printing hoodies.
Say
No,
that.
Pav doesn't.
I I am
Pav basically exclusively prints hoodies.
I have a hoodie and sweat more or less
He
exclusively
has a
hoodies and
hoodie
sweatshirts.
fetish.
Yeah. I mean, I did do a very, very large t-shirt order, which is this year, which has sort of swung the balance of numbers of what I've printed this year. But yeah, I am almost exclusively sweatshirts and hoodies.
Really?
Hmm.
Do you use spray tack or?
No, I did for a little while. I can't get on with it. It fucks my lungs up. So
Yeah, yeah,
I
because
use water-based adhesive.
I don't use spray tack either, and I just find that like after 4 hoodies I print with palette adhesive, I have to like reapply
Yeah.
it.
Right,
If you got
I've
any
got
tips,
I've got a really good tip for you here.
go on.
Which palette adhesive? Are you using the Tecmar one?
No, I'm just using like screen print mode
Yeah,
palette.
well, there's your first mistake. You got to get the pucker one. But there's two. There's Tecmar TBH, whatever it is, and
Okay.
then there's Tecmar TV, I think it is. The TB one is one you can use for like t-shirts and whatever, and then the TV, I think it is. I might be getting the letters mixed up. Is for like sportswear, so it's designed for
Mm.
polyester and things, and it's much tackier, and it is really good for sweatshirts and fleeces.
Does it
Really
just
good.
ages without having to like re?
It lasts longer than normal palette adhesive would. So I normally get like maybe 10 before I have to give it a quick scrub down.
Even that's just a fucking pain in the arse, though. Like, I
It
mean,
takes 2 seconds.
I hate spray tack. Absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I don't use
Mm.
But
it at all anymore.
I just can't find anything else that works with fleece. Like I want to use the web spray stuff, but it's fucking like triple the cost.
Yeah.
It takes me like
Like,
2 seconds to get the. I bought a cheap, very cheap, uh, battery powered sander from
mm.
Alibaba that takes Makita batteries, and I put a Scotch pad on it, quick spray of water, seconds, and then on to the next one.
Oh wait, so you clean your board with a sander?
Yeah, with a Scotch pad on it.
That's
Like
really, I've never
you know,
thought
yeah, like
of scrubbing.
what are you using like the biggie scrub pads, whatever they are.
I'm using like a scrub brush, like a
Yeah.
tool
Mm.
type thing.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. First things first. Like, if you're not gonna get a sander, then get a they're called biggie handles, and you can get the biggie scrub pads. They're sort
Mm,
of rectangular and quite thick, and they're coarse but not so coarse. They'll take the glue off.
mm.
Yeah, spritz of water and that. But yeah, I've moved on to a little sort of battery sander now, orbital sander. It's the
Not bad.
bollocks.
Yeah.
It honestly takes seconds.
Mm.
Which,
Yeah,
when
but then
you're
you've got to
printing the quantity
reflash
I
the
do,
pallets. Yeah, I
that's all
suppose
right.
with the amount of hoodies and fleece you do, it's worth it. For the
Yeah, I
amount
do
I
a
do,
fucking lot.
I I think probably 90 fucking 5% of what I do is t-shirts.
Mm.
Yeah,
And it's like,
I just do t-shirts. I mean, I just took on a job recently from another guy. It's another little plug for you, Iron Litany. Do you know him? You should
Mm.
get him on
no.
the show. He's not a printer. He does the designs and I print them, but his designs are
All
cool.
right.
But yeah, I took on a job for him for 52 hoodies, and it's like two sleeve prints, front print, and a back print, and I'm already regretting.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that's like as I said, I just use spray tack when I use fleece, but a can of spray tack probably lasts me 6 months. That's how many hoodies I print.
but really, yeah, I think that'd
Yeah.
probably be me. Yeah,
You also
Yeah.
can just like put the water base straight over the top of the other stuff that's there.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. If I run out
No,
of spray tack, that's what I do.
just
And then just
keep
change the palette type.
just keep whacking it on there.
yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't matter when you've got fleece on there because it's so fucking thick. You're not going to get any indentation from the
Yeah.
bits that are on there and stuff. I did make a mistake once of doing a hoodie job, and I was like, "Oh, well, I'll just put some more palette adhesive on it." And then went and printed some t-shirts, and it's like the print was like all
No, yeah,
lumpy. I was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I'm trying to cut a corner." I was like, "No, I won't be doing that again."
That would be a really good way to distress a t-shirt, though, wouldn't it? Put like a pattern, like a distress pattern, on the palette
Yeah,
underneath, so that when
yeah,
you print it, the raised areas pick up more
mm,
ink or less ink, I suppose it would be, wouldn't it? Yeah,
That'd
less
be
ink.
yeah,
mm.
not bad
Almost
shout.
like that reminds me of. Do you remember when you go on a school trip to like a Norman castle or whatever, and they make you do a, a rubbing
Oh
on
yeah,
a
like a coin or something.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't done a
I
brass
thought you were
rubbing
going to
for
say
like
something else
ages.
there. Do a rubbing on a
Yeah,
on an old man or something.
yeah, there is that.
Honestly,
Oh,
Oh, shall I ask a question?
go on.
oh yeah.
So is there anything you'd like to add to Motor Threads as it stands that you think that you think would take it to the next level?
Um, at the moment, my another press would be good. A press with micro reg, please.
Mm.
Hmm.
Maybe a six color. Just,
Oh, nice.
I mean, like if you've learned on a really, really shit press, you're going to be
Yeah,
a printer. Like if you've learned
yeah,
on the jankiest press, which wobbles around every color you print, and like
yeah.
like
You have
fucking
to use a hammer to get the reg back in.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Which is
Hmm.
I'm not dealing with that at the moment. Like I've got one of those old Rock Internationals, which are actually really good. Like once they're locked in, they're locked in. But it's just like parts have started to break on it, and like I can't buy the parts anywhere because the company
Yeah.
doesn't exist anymore. So it's
Hmm.
like yeah, I think the next move is to just get like maybe a cruiser or something, just like something nice. It's all about the side clamps. Side clamps are cool. Like,
Yeah. You
that would be
you can
my.
have mine when I go auto.
Huh?
You can have mine when I go auto.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh,
That's not happening anytime soon. But
yeah. But and then also like I might get a little mug press. I might start doing mugs.
Well, the old dye sub stuff.
Yeah, yeah, just like
It could probably have Jacks,
Yeah,
old
yeah.
Jack's probably
Owens.
still. Do you know Jack from Old Elton's?
No, I don't know.
He's been trying to get rid of his for ages,
For years.
and he's got loads of mugs to go with it as well.
Yeah, he's got about fucking 1,000 mugs or something, hasn't
Well, like blank.
Yeah, yeah, he's got loads of blank. He bought a kit for doing it, and then just decided he didn't like doing it. So we're in a group chat with him, and every now and again he's like, "Does anyone want to buy this fucking mug press?" Like, he just doesn't want it.
Has he got the printer that prints the thermal transfers?
Well, you can just put the. My understanding is you can just use a normal printer and you change the ink cartridges. I think that's how it
he? Yeah.
works, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. You don't need anything particularly special. You just need specialist ink. But
I
I
did wonder.
think that there's probably some companies out there that will do like standard ink cartridges with sublimation ink.
Yeah.
So
Why
yeah,
do
it's
you want
probably
to? Why
just
do you want to get into mugs then? I'm interested about this.
I just think like if I put a couple of mugs up on my shop, they'd go down well. Just
yeah.
with slogans on, or like did like a bootleg. Like maybe you'd buy a bundle. You'd buy like the bootleg on the
Mm,
t-shirt, and then inside the no, you'd buy the bootleg on the mug, and then inside the mug is the t-shirt with the same.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I like a mug. I like buying a good mug.
People love mugs.
Yeah.
My friend's shop that he's got for his brand. They got those like I call them camping mugs. They're sort of like the tin sort of military
The
style ones.
enamel ones.
Yeah, the
Yeah, yeah.
enamel, and they've got a dicer printer and a thing for doing that.
Yeah,
And it's cool because it costs like they are pennies to do.
Mm,
exactly. Yeah, that's you can. I think most mugs you can sell for like a fiver because you buy a
Yeah,
mug and it's like nothing.
yeah,
mm.
And yeah, to print it is like nothing.
yeah. Maybe I'll start doing mugs as well.
Yeah, we're all
No,
gonna get.
You are a
I
mug.
haven't got the fucking time. I do too much as it is. Bought an
Start
embroidery
doing
machine.
some
Only use it once a
mugs
week.
for rewind, mate.
Yeah, we are the mugs for rewind.
Yeah, we are. This is true. This is true.
Yeah,
So
so
what?
next moves is either a mug press or yeah, a cruiser or a chameleon or something. Something micro reg. And I bet
I'd go chameleon over cruiser if you can.
Yeah.
I used a
We've both got cruisers. And it's like they're a great press for what they are, but I think I've said
They're
this
great if you've got
multiple
no
times.
room.
And
yeah,
yeah, but I think for what they are, I think they're overpriced compared to the chameleon.
yeah,
You get a
okay.
lot more bang for your buck with the chameleon. They're
And
built like
I used
absolute tanks.
I used to use a chameleon and I did get on really well with it.
Mm.
But then I think the thing that's putting me off is like I like cutting my own boards. Like because at the moment I've got like one of the old Riley, so it's just like old school clamps. Like you just and if I need a board, I'll just cut it. Do you know what I mean?
You can get the adapters though, can't you? Oh,
You can
adapters, what they're
buy
called?
you can buy
Um,
the plates that the platens
Plates.
sit
That's it.
on
Yeah.
for the M&Rs, and
Oh,
then you can like double side take them onto whatever you want to use, and then if you want like take them off again afterwards.
okay, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Mm.
they're
So,
not cheap, but like if
yeah,
that's what you want to do, like it's a definitely a way of doing it.
yeah,
Mm.
Hmm. I
Yeah, I
suppose
do
you
kind of
could
miss
drill
that
them.
about having my old shitty press is like being able to just cut your own
yeah.
platens.
Yeah.
Like,
You need
I
if
mean, I need to buy some different size platens.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was for. Oh, I think it was for smaller kid sizes.
Mm.
And even to buy a used one, it's like 90 quid plus VAT. And I
Yes,
was just like,
because it's all metal. It's just like yeah,
yeah,
you can buy a sheet of MDF and just cut it and then like sand
yeah,
it. You're like you're away. It's like
exactly.
The one bonus of the aluminium platens is that they're all the same thickness from the clamp to the print surface.
yeah,
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? So if you do make your own, then you've got to adjust up all of the because the MDF's going to be what 20 mil thick,
yeah.
which is thicker than what a normal M&R board would be. So you've then
Mm.
mm,
got to adjust up all of your off contacts and everything.
And then
mm.
obviously like the metal cools down quicker like when you're flashing. But then I don't really flash anyway because I do just mainly use discharge
Discharge, yeah.
or print wet on wet. So yeah. Like if I do a water-based job like on a white tee, I won't flash it. I'll just wet it and wet it.
Don't need to do. You
Yeah.
must rattle through those so quick. I reckon 98% of the job work I do is white prints.
You need to go water based or do.
Print, flash print. Yeah, maybe, but it doesn't suit my style of printing, like how I get easily distracted and I like to walk off and do other
He
things and
prints
come
with
back.
his like bare hands. He just pushes it through the
He just
mesh.
pushes it through the mesh.
Like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
Yeah. The
Just
ink
there,
go
just
here.
dragging plasticine. Like, "Ugh."
You know what? That's like the one thing I miss about Plastisol. You can just like fuck off on holiday and leave it in there, and then
Yeah.
It's great. It is great. It is great.
So as I said, I print water-based and plastic. So it's happened to me a couple of times where I forgot when I was printing water-based,
oh
and
right,
I've
yeah.
left the ink in the screen,
Oh
and then
no.
come back like a week later or something like that. It's like fucking cement. I'm just like, oh
Mm.
fuck's sake! But that's that screen gone then.
Is there
But
any
yeah,
you just literally have to cut a hole in it and just like restretch it?
yeah, it's just
Yeah,
done.
it needs to be yeah. I think water based. Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never.
I mean, most modern water-based now is like so it's HSA, which is obviously high solids acrylic. So it's more similar to plastisol in the modern day than kind of like traditional water based is to plastisol now because it has
Yeah.
a lot more acrylic content in it, hence why it cures so much quicker. So
Mm,
like if I'm using like HSA, like which is V2 from Magna, um I can cure that in about 40 seconds. And
really?
plastisol, I run plastisol through the dryer at the same speed and same temp, and it's fully cured. But it's like so it does stay kind of like wetter for longer, but it eventually will. Just
Bit
the
like
second
my
all that
ex.
moisture, second the moisture all evaporates from it, it's like it's done. Your screen's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I've left it on squeegees a few times, and that's fun to peel off. It's like
Yeah.
you remember when you used to go to be in school and you put a bit of PVA glue on your fingers and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like close and
Yeah.
open till it went really stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
just core
there
memory unlocked
is
there.
there any job in printing worse than cleaning squeegees?
No,
What?
not. There's not. I
I,
mean,
I think I
No.
think it's the worst. I think it's the worst part of printing.
Hmm.
I I have one of my friends who I used to work with. He comes in once a week, to help out, like packing orders and stuff. And I get him to do everything. I'm just like, yeah, can you clean that for me? I'm just like,
Yeah,
I don't want to go to the washout booth right now. I'm not.
yeah.
I,
Yeah, you've done your time, man. Come on,
yeah,
Yeah.
you're in the trenches,
yeah. I'm
back
just
in
like,
Nam, Cheltenham.
I had a washout booth. Actually, what's funny is no, actually, I'm not going to say that. No, it's not. No.
Oh no, you need to now. You can't start and then stop.
Well, the company
Don't
I
be.
used to we used to buy a jet wash, and then like obviously we'd go through jet washes so quick, like because obviously
Yeah.
like blasting through screens all day. But then we'd keep all the elements of the jet wash, we'd keep the bag and stuff, and then we'd put it all like when it broke, we'd put it all back in the bag, clean it up real nice, get all the plaster off it, take it back to screw tech, and then we get a warranty, so we just have like unlimited jet washes.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, I
I
know a
love
lot
that.
of people that do that. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? They shouldn't offer a service like that if if you can't capitalize upon it.
Yeah.
Good
I
idea,
mean,
but
I was looking for a new I put it up in the print group the other day, didn't I? Or yesterday. And my I sent my pressure washer is on its way out. And I've had it for like 4 years. Like it's a fucking really good bit of kit. And I was like I was in the same boat. I like always used to buy like the little Karcher ones that were like fucking 50 quid or whatever.
that's what I do.
And I'd just rattle through them like once every 6 months or whatever.
Yeah,
And like, I invested like probably like 400 or 500 quid in a really top of the range Ryobi one, and I was like,
yeah,
I'm really hoping this one's last, and it's lasted me 4 years,
that's
but it makes a fucking racket. It's so loud.
yeah.
My neighbors hate me like
Yeah,
whenever I'm reclaiming screens.
because those ones are kind of built for like roadworks, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they're meant
They
for
are.
like industrial use. Whereas I had a look on Amazon last night, and all of the pressure washers that I could find, it says their use was it was just for occasional use,
Mm,
not
Mm.
regular use. And I was just like, that shows how well they're made.
yeah,
You
yeah.
want to get one of those water pump ones? What are they called?
Yeah. What, one of the big petrol powered ones?
No, no, no. The little like they're 240, but they're like it's literally just a water pump, and you can hook up what you want to it. Is
Oh,
it
really?
Kranzel?
Oh, I've
All
seen
right.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're about 700 quid, but they are the bollocks. Like they don't.
I
I've,
really want to get one of those massive ones on wheels that have just got like a big petrol engine.
yeah.
I've got one of those. The problem with
I don't
those
know
is
why I want one, just for the fuck of it.
they're very expensive to run now because
Well, yeah.
the petrol that you buy at petrol stations is so shit because it's full of all
It's
these
like two
additives.
stroke, isn't it?
It breaks it all down, so you have to buy special petrol for it, which is more
Yeah,
expensive,
yeah.
or extra like bioethanol blockers, whatever it is. It's a pain in the arse.
Mm,
I
I
stop
I
buying them.
the what I just buy the cheapest fucking jet wash. I mean, I've bought Parkside, Audi ones, Lidl ones,
mm.
Einhell, you know that
Oh
brand?
yeah, Einhell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love an Einhell tool.
Mate, I had Einhell and it lasted me about 6 months. It's like 40 quid from Tool Station.
Mm,
I'll probably just burn through them for the rest of my life.
mm. Fair enough.
Where pressure washers go to die.
Yeah.
Oh, go on,
Einhell has
Pav.
probably been the
Oh,
best
sorry.
so far that have lasted long. Like, don't buy anything Parkside. Don't buy Lidl's tools. They are fucking horrendous.
This
Yeah.
episode is sponsored by Lidl.
Yes, I bought a wet bath.
We're gonna get a cease
Like,
and desist at some point. You know that, right?
Why?
The amount of times you go, this episode is sponsored by Tesco, or this episode is sponsored by
Yeah,
fucking Lidl,
it's
or
good,
Marks and
isn't it?
Spencer's.
It's good, isn't it? If it works,
We
it
are
works,
gonna
isn't
get an
it?
angry letter.
Yeah, but I think you are vastly overestimating how much I care.
Yeah, but I'm the one who does all the admin.
What
you might get
exactly?
Fuck you then.
Oh.
those.
So what is there anything like since you've been running motor threads that you've done that you're really proud of? Like, is there something you've achieved and you're like, that's banging,
Um,
I'm well chuffed for that.
can I send a photo via here? Will it be in the Zoom chat?
Oh, do you know what?
That's
This
a
has never happened
good
before.
question.
We are on virgin ground here. I presume there is a chat. There is a chat feature, so you
Yeah,
probably
I don't
could
know
put it
what you
in the
can
chat.
send in it. Oh, why are you sending pictures of your willy?
So you know what? I could probably send it on your Instagram and you guys can take a look at it. But basically,
Yeah,
this
let's do that.
Oh,
very
go on
recent
then.
job, and this was actually a turning point for me, where I was like, I'm not fucking taking on client work anymore. But I'd done it. So you have to just bear in mind this is a test print, so like it's an inside out of a t-shirt.
Yeah,
Mm, wait, let me just screenshot it.
Have I got to try and work out how Instagram works now? Hold on.
oh, I've got 1% battery. This is a dangerous game.
All right, hang on. So I printed this for an American band. Hang on. I'm now sending it.
Mm.
Just give me a sec.
This has got uh what's that? What was
This
that?
this
Chris?
was bear in mind this was a rush job,
Oh fuckity fuck.
and I did this without
That's
my
cool.
yeah. So I was pretty proud of that. That's probably the proud.
Listener,
Yeah.
it's an incredible I don't know how you describe it. Like it's almost like NASCAR style is how I describe it.
Yeah.
You know what I
It's
mean? Like
they sent it to me and they were like, oh, we want this, and I was like, oh, that's like NASCAR style. That's gonna look better DTF. And they were like, no, we don't like DTF. We want it screen printed. I was like, for fuck's sake. So I took it on, and then I was like, oh shit, I just done it. And then yeah, I was really happy. I rushed it out in like 2 days.
it's really good.
That's probably my proudest work that I've done recently. But after that, I was like, oh, actually, I don't like taking on client work. It's too much. It's too much pressure.
Yeah.
I had to drive to
That's very cool, like that.
drop it off. Like, yeah,
Yeah, that is the annoying thing about doing shit for people is that whilst it's done, you've got to get it to them, and then you've got to trust the person that's getting it to them, or you've got to get it to them yourself.
Mm.
I 9 times out of 10, especially when I lived in London, I will just deliver it myself because I'd prefer to show my face and just
Yeah.
make a good impression.
Mm.
Yeah,
No, I'm
We
exactly the same. Exactly the same. It's an opportunity for kind of drumming up more work as well. Like
exactly. Yeah,
I do a lot of local work, and like wherever I can, I always make sure to deliver to people.
yeah,
Um, And it's just like I think it goes so much further because they're being able to put a face to like the business sort of thing,
Yeah,
rather than just being this entity that they're dealing with. It's like, no, you're dealing with me,
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, even a lot
The,
when I was.
I had an issue where we delivered some stuff to Cornwall. Well, I say we, it was delivered by a courier, and they've always been excellent. And this one time, they left it outside the wrong property on a Friday evening in the pouring rain.
Oh no.
15 boxes of wash sweats, totaled around just under 10 grand worth of garments. And every box, like on the top that wasn't sheltered, was basically fell apart. So they had to like bag it up to get it back. Thankfully, the people that found it knew where it was supposed to go, and they managed to contact them and get it picked up. But
Bit
yeah,
damage.
a couple of them, thankfully not many. They managed to chuck a load in the wash and it managed to fix them. But it's like you have no control. I mean, that could. Thankfully, it's a good customer, and they understood it wasn't like our fault.
It's
But
not your fault, yeah.
at the same time, like if that was a first time customer,
Hmm.
Yeah.
they wouldn't be coming back, would they?
No,
Mm.
of course not. And you can't really blame them if they don't at that point, can you? It's
No, of
like,
course not. Of course not. I
but
mean,
I'd
when
be
we
on the
did the
phone to fucking DPD losing my fucking shit.
DPD are horrendous.
Hmm.
when I did the Red Bull job this year, we um we got a private courier.
Yeah, you haven't mentioned you printed for Red Bull
No, every now and again I do, like three times. Um, yeah. So we had a
in the last
private
three
courier
episodes.
because it was 38 boxes of t-shirts and then there was 10 boxes of hats. And it's like they need to get there. So is it worth spending the 250 quid or whatever it is on a man with a van and go, right, this is the address. You get it there. You photograph it when you get there. Like you make sure they sign it. And then you come back. You don't go anywhere else. You don't go anywhere else on the way. You just drive all the way up, then come back, and then you know it's done, don't you?
Mm.
Yeah,
Takes
I
the
mean, if
stress
it's that
away.
that size order,
Mm.
yeah, I'd invest in that 100%.
That's the
So
sort
I
of
had
thing
a,
where you get one guy missing, didn't you? And then you're fucked.
yeah, I printed for a band probably going on 2 years ago now, and at the time they were one of my favorite bands, and I fell out with them um, purely because they were nice blokes, but their management were absolute cunts.
Oh,
And
I've had this issue as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
and anyway, so I printed for them. It was all fine, and halfway through the tour, really helped them out. Got them a load more merch at really fucking last minute because the management just hadn't accounted for stuff actually selling, and they just decided to leave it till last minute. So I sorted them out with that. Anyway, didn't get any thanks for it, obviously. That's the way it is. Um, they we were basically trying to organize like doing like fulfillment for them. I'll try and keep this short. Trying to organize doing fulfillment for them, but we couldn't figure it out. So the idea was I was going to ship it all back to the States with them. In the meantime, I'd got into a massive row with their management. They've like been really rude and I've told them to fuck off. And I was just like, you know what, just get the shit out of it. Don't care how it gets out of here. Just
Yeah.
sort it. Anyway, I think it was about I think it was 22 boxes of merch was being shipped back over to the States, and they organized it through FedEx for fucking God knows what reason because it's like quadruple the price of any other fucking shipping company out there.
Mm.
And it got collected, and I was like, cool, that's done. Wash my hands of them. 2 weeks later, I had 22 boxes turned back up on my doorstep.
Oh.
They'd been to the States and they hadn't filled out all the correct paperwork. So then
No
I got billed from US Customs for like 3.5 grand
shit.
because they hadn't filled out this paperwork. And I was just like, and they just took their sweet fucking time to sort it out. And I'm getting threatening letters from both FedEx and US Customs, like in tandem, to say that I need to pay this, like this is my responsibility to pay this, all this, blah, blah, blah. And they're just blanking me, like, oh, yeah, it's no rush. It's not really our problem, blah, blah, blah. We'll sort it out. And I had these fucking 22 boxes sitting here for about 6 weeks, I think it was. I was getting all these letters.
What did you do with them
Um,
in the end?
oh, they ended up getting them collected in the end, but I made sure to nick a load of merch for myself. It's like
This episode
if
is
that's
sponsored by Petty Thievery.
I was just like, if I'm getting anything, I'm gonna get some fucking t-shirts, at least to use for fucking print rags.
I do I do find that like a lot of the time you print for a band and they're like, oh yeah, yeah, it looks great, but then the management has a fucking issue.
Hmm. It's
Um,
always the management.
yeah,
The
it's all,
bands are like they're normally like pretty scatty or whatever, but they're nearly always nice people.
mm,
Like it's whenever management gets involved, I'm
Well, they've
just
got to be
like,
seen to doing something for their money, haven't they? That's
yeah,
what it
it's
is.
like I don't really want to speak to you. Like,
yeah,
why am I dealing with you? I don't need to deal with you. Like, they're capable of the band are capable of replying to an email and saying, "Oh, I like that." You know, it's like,
yeah,
what I mean? There's not much more to it, is there? Like, all right, yeah, if you want to draft somebody in to make payment or whatever, fair enough. But like, yeah, it's the decision making when it gets taken out of their hands. That's what annoys me a little bit because it's like I get it's part of like if you have like a management or you have a fucking record deal or whatever, other people have to get involved. But I think it's going back to the creative process side of it, it's like I don't think it should be up to them to decide it. But unfortunately, that's not the way the world works, really, is it?
and it annoys me because I feel like at the end of the day, all screen printers are trying to make the best work they can, and when someone
Mm.
Hmm.
criticizes your work, like a tour manager or something, you're like, hang on, I put my heart and soul into this, and you're like tearing it apart, and it's like I don't know. They don't understand how complicated the process is.
Yeah,
Like they just think like a screen print,
you
like oh,
push a button.
it's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out of a machine. But it's like, nah,
Mm.
I've hand pulled this. I've made all these screens. I've mixed all these inks. Like it's hard work. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
Less
100%.
less hard work on the ink mixing, though, judging by what you've told us already.
Yeah,
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 bringing it
and you, mate, and you.
100% eyeballing it.
Yeah. Well,
Most,
I think the difference there is that musicians are obviously artists and creative, and they understand
yeah,
the
exactly. That's
creative
Yeah.
process. That's what it is.
yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, as soon as you get management involved, they're like, nah, nah.
Yeah, fuck
That's
them.
why I love working with like artists, like visual artists rather than
Yeah,
music artists. I like working with bands and stuff
about the
like that.
pro.
But the artists, like painters, whatever, like I really, really enjoy working with them because they understand, like, even though they might not screen print themselves, they get the process and they get how much goes into it and they
Well,
really appreciate it.
they're fine artists. They
Yeah.
probably uni and like learnt a
Yeah,
bit printing and realized, oh shit, this is actually like really complicated.
exactly. And they're
Yeah,
fucking awesome to work with. I love working with them.
yeah, me too.
Um, and they just let you get on with the thing most of the time. A lot of the time now, what I'll say to people is, so I've got an email template and I'll ask them if they want a proof.
Mm,
And guarantee you 99% of the time when it's the artist, they're like, nah, we just trust you to do your thing, just do what you think's right.
yeah,
And
but
have a little thing at the bottom of the email that says, like, if you don't require a proof, blah blah blah. The onus is on you, basically, if it's not to your liking, blah blah blah.
yeah.
But yeah, never had anything back from him. And it's like that's a way that's really, really nice to work, like not having that kind of like stress of like, yeah,
More of that,
oh, what if
please.
they don't? Ah,
More of that, please.
yeah,
Yeah, big time.
yeah.
Need more
There's
jobs
more
like
than
that.
enough artists to go around.
Yeah. I think that's
Mm.
like going back to what I said earlier, like I've got the clients I like, I've got the clients that
Mm,
money and they give me steady work like every month and I'm just like, oh shit, do I need more? I don't think I do at the moment.
mm.
Mm.
But like I was saying, like maybe in January I'll start chasing again. But at the moment I'm pretty content with what I've got.
Oh, good, man.
Good. That's nice. Nice
Yeah.
to be content.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can't remember the last time I was content. Actually, no, I can. I can. I woke up. I think I must have been like
16.
7 or 8, and I was one of these kids where I never really asked for anything for Christmas. Like I wasn't that. It was nice to get stuff, but I was like, I never think, oh, I want this one toy, I want this, I want that. Apart from what I
Your
asked for a
dad gave you a
bicycle once.
beating in the morning, and you were like, "I'm
No, well,
content now."
I walked into the lounge to this fucking massive box, right, and I had no idea what was in there, not a clue. And I opened it up, and it was a Micro Machines Super Van City. Do you remember them?
Yeah. Oh shit, I had one.
Oh my God.
Did it fold up into a suitcase type thing?
Yeah, it folded. It looked like a
Mm.
camper van. It unfolded.
Yeah, I had one of those.
I don't think I've ever been that happy. I don't. That happiness has never been replicated.
Yeah,
That was the most content. I played on that for well, endlessly. I've still got it. I still own it.
you should own it.
Yeah, I'm that
Damn.
sad. I'm
I
that
don't
sad. Mm.
wish I did.
Oh, so good. I might.
Probably worth a few quid now.
No, they
Probably.
made fucking millions of them, didn't they?
Yeah.
They made millions of them.
Probably half of them are in landfill.
You
But
might still in an
if
individual
you've got the
box.
original box,
Oh, mate, I've still got the receipt.
really?
Got the gift receipt for it. Yeah. Like, they were like, oh, if you don't like it, we can take it back. And honestly, it was the best. It was the best.
Oh, we'll have
You
to
probably
play
have
with that when I come to yours.
get it from like Woolworths or something.
Yeah, I don't know where they got it from. It was really good. It might have been when Toys R Us was still around.
Yeah. Alas.
Mm.
Darcy, we need to do a Micro Machines Supervan City t-shirt.
Yeah, that'd be
That,
cool.
I'm
That
just
would be
going to write
cool.
that down.
Yeah.
nice. I think
Because we'll
actually
forget that.
the thing I struggle with recently, like because like my brand has gone very metal and punk, I kind of want to do some hip hop stuff, but then I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
would anyone actually buy hip hop stuff from me? Like if I did a Beastie Boys
Yeah.
or a Wu Tang bootleg, would I don't think anyone like because my following is so like goth and
You got,
metal. Like
do you do like any pre-orders though, or do you just pre-print?
I no, yeah, so everything on my shop is like print to order. I don't do
Okay.
anything until I get the orders in. So I
What's
print,
the harm in doing it then?
huh?
What's the harm in doing it?
Yeah, no, that's true.
I
The other
fucking,
one,
but I mean, I love my metal. I'm not so much into punk, but I love my metal. But
Yeah,
I fucking have like a real place in my heart for hip hop.
yeah,
All right.
same. Yeah,
why don't
especially
you do a collab with someone? Like if you did a collab with someone that's more like hip hop, like adjacent,
I
like
don't
with the
know
with
any hip hop screen printers. Do you?
I know of a few people like do hip hop stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like Doc.
yeah. You got Doc Longy.
Oh yeah, does he screen print his own stuff or?
No, but he's very like he understands the process. If that makes sense. So he's like very aware of how it all. I've done a few bits and pieces for him. He's
Yeah,
very aware of how
like,
it all
I really
works.
like his stuff. It's pretty
Yeah, he's
cool.
banging. Yeah, he's really. I've got his t-shirt. I've got one of my all-time favorite t-shirts is one that he
So
designed,
the
which is
streets one.
the streets one. Yeah,
Yeah.
where
Mm,
it's a Reebok advert, and
yeah,
yeah, it's just I just fucking love it. Like I saw it and I was like, that is the sort of shit. That's a that's a once in a lifetime sort of idea. That is. There was no way. The second I saw that, I had to own it, which is very unlike me. And
yeah.
he did tell me like it's been quite popular. I'm not fucking surprised. It's how no one had thought of it before. I
You do that one idea.
know.
Actually, my mate Henry, he's not on Instagram anymore. He's a guy that works for me now and then,
Yeah.
and like, he prints his own stuff. But what he did, I thought this was genius. So like the no smoking symbol,
Mm.
like the
Mm.
cigarette with the cross through it. He did those. He did five of those, but in the Olympic symbol.
All
That's
right.
really clever.
And he put that on a t-shirt, and he sold so fucking many of them. I mean, I've got one. Fucking genius. It's just like
That's really. It's just such a simple
yeah,
idea, isn't it?
yeah. I just think it's like it's just really funny t-shirt. Like, yeah,
And then you got people like Darcy and I did a t-shirt which was Metallica. So I did a Metallica cross Teletubbies.
nice.
No one fucking liked it. No one bought. Have you got one there, Darcy?
No, I think I binned it.
Not got
No, I
one.
think it went in the
Actually,
bin.
I've got one. Bear with me one second. I've got one.
Let's have a look.
I've got them somewhere. I can't remember what box they're in. Uh, I can't remember. Oh, got Jurassic Park.
Oh hell yeah.
Got Human Traffic, which is behind Pav as well.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, the back print's cool.
Got That's the most recent one we did, which absolutely bombed. But Back to the Future,
Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the behind the scenes shots on the
Oh,
back. Yeah,
the,
all the rest of it is in boxes round here somewhere.
the
You
movie
got
team
it, Pav.
did do well.
Yeah. This
Say that
this
again.
is this is the worst performing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
here. Fucking hell. It's right
I
next to
went
me.
into the other room and it
It's
was
in the
right next to you
box
the
on
whole
the
time.
floor.
Yeah, didn't do very well that one.
Have a
But
look.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite ones we did
could you
is
not see it?
the
Sorry.
grey one.
No, I didn't see it. I can't see it now.
Can you see it now?
Oh wow. I love that.
It's cool, isn't it?
How did that not sell?
What? I don't fucking know, but no one wanted one. Master of Nunu, like, will. Oh. And
I think
honestly,
my
the whole
favorite one that
time,
we've done is the one behind you over your left shoulder.
what the weapons grade
Weapons
one.
grade one. It's like
Yeah,
all the
very good.
weapons from like old games and all that. And it
Oh.
was like, and that was so we DTF printed it purely because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So has it got 8 locations on it?
Yeah, eight locations. Yeah,
Eight
Blimey.
print locations. And we're like, yeah, we're not screen printing that. Absolutely fucking not. And it
Yeah.
seemed like a really good idea at the time.
mm,
Mm.
really shit
We
idea.
released it and it was just like, yeah, no. But yeah, Pav had the same issue with that human traffic one. So it was a 2 color front,
That one.
5 color back,
Yeah,
and both sleeves. It's just like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
A
I
lot of
fe-
the time I won't if I'm doing like a multi-color design, I won't bother with a back print. I'll just be like, oh, I don't know. Because
Hmm,
my screen library is pretty dire. Like I do not have a lot of screens. I'm like, as
yeah.
soon as I finish a client job, I strip it straight away. I'm just like,
Yeah, I do the same, mate.
yeah, it's like, oh, it's at the door. I'll get rid of the
Hmm.
screen. But
So
like,
I think I've
it,
got about 40 screens in total, and maybe 10 or 15 of them are I kind of keep for regular jobs. So I've
yeah,
only got like 25 screens.
yeah, same as me to be honest with you. Yeah, I do need to get
Hmm.
some more done.
yeah, same as me. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Pav has got about
you've got loads of
150 screens.
need stretching.
Mm. I haven't got quite that many. I
It's
just
not
like
far off that, mate.
no, I did have a cull. I
You've
think
still got about 100 more than
no,
us.
I think I'm sub 100 now.
Uh,
How do you two expose screens?
So
uh,
well, Darcy's got a all singing, all dancing, dogs bollocks LED dude, haven't you?
I've got an M&R Starlight
Nice.
Mm.
next door.
And I bought it's an exposed unit. It is an exposed unit, but it's designed for printed circuit boards.
Mm.
So it's top down. So the light is above and down,
Yeah.
and you can adjust the height of it. But because of that, it was designed for obviously something that's incredibly thin. So the vacuum portion against the glass, there was like maybe 2 or 3 mil, like really, really thin. So
Mm.
I made a new frame up on top. So you lift it up and you put the screen in, then you put the thing down on it, and then the vacuum sucks it up to the glass.
All
It's
right.
yeah, it's mega old. Like it was made by Graphitech, and I don't think they're even going anymore.
No, you still see a lot of their stuff on eBay actually.
Yeah, but it's
Well, it's
They did like
built to
lipo.
last, isn't it?
Yeah.
mm, yeah, it's
My
good.
my screen making process is very dire. So I had a vacuum press. It was, it fit quite a lot, big screens in it. And then when I moved from London to here, um it like the vacuum, I think something fell on top of it and just slashed the whole top of the vacuum up,
Yeah, fuck.
like the rubber.
Mm,
And I was like, I was looking at quotes on eBay, and it's such a niche thing to buy, like a sheet of rubber for an
Mhm.
exposure unit. Like, but then I messaged the guy I did work experience for because he lives like quite close to me now. And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, I've got some vacuum bags I used to use in the 90s. So like now I just use a vacuum cleaner, one of his vacuum bags that he used to use like back in the day when he was DIY. I'm getting I'm getting really good results. Like I can't believe it. Like
if it works, it works. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
as simple as that, isn't it?
I've got like a really high grade like a Ryonet exposure unit without a lid, but I'm just using that. of it. Like, yeah,
Fair
Nice.
enough.
yeah. I mean, I will get it fixed one day, but at the moment, I'm just like, oh, I don't really want to spend the money to get that fixed.
Who was it we know that had a problem with the
Alex,
back? What did he do?
you just bought a sheet of neoprene, 2 mil neoprene rubber.
Oh, did he? It worked.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
Fair
it's a,
enough.
is with fixing an exposure unit that it's always riveted in, so you have to drill out the rivet
Yeah.
and then re-rivet it in. So it's like it's a fucking day's work. Like,
Yeah.
what they should do is, right, because they're all more or less the same size, the lid should come off and it should be like, when you have a gearbox done on a car, you
yeah,
send it
Mm.
off, they send you a new gearbox, and then they recondition that one for the next person.
yeah,
Hmm.
exactly.
So they should do the similar thing like that.
Yeah, but it's just because it's like screen printing is such a niche
Mm.
than art form. It's like, yeah, there's just not
Yeah. I
shouldn't
think
see-
all we need for that to happen is for there to be more screen printers in the world than people who drive cars.
yeah, which hopefully never happened because then we'd all be out of business.
Yeah.
Mm. No, I just go into the business of selling cars then.
Yeah.
Like just sell one a
I'll
year.
tell you what I'd do. I'd go into the business of recycling tops of exposure units. That's what I'd do.
There's a business
What?
there.
There, because that needs to happen.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's a massive gap in the market there. Blimey.
Oh,
But there's someone in America that does it because,
probably.
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, America's weird. Like America is full of screen printers, as far as I can tell.
Oh,
But
fuck. I got this through. Sorry to interrupt. Talking of America and screen printing, I got this through in the post
Action Engineering.
today.
Yeah, what they
Yeah.
sent you?
Just a fucking brochure. All the
What?
way from America.
Damn.
From 4373 Lilburn Industrial Way, Lilburn, Georgia, 347.
Is there a name on it? Is there like a letter with it as well?
No, it's literally just a brochure with my fucking name on it.
I want a letter with a brochure.
Look, and it's just got the
They're the ones who
pallets
make
in
the
it.
big fat squeegees, aren't they? The big roller
Yeah,
squeegees and all that.
yeah,
I've looked
Mm.
at them.
Mm.
Pull or
yeah.
die.
I tell
I
you what, I
thought,
would never get is
how
those.
fucking random. How fucking random. There you go. There's those brackets on the
Oh,
back.
you've seen them. Yeah, yeah, I've seen them.
No,
Well,
no, that's not what I'm talking
no,
about.
no, no.
That's
I know. I know not those ones specifically, but they
You're,
do the
you're
ones
thinking
for
of
M&R as
a
well.
proper version where you put a custom board on a MH, MHM?
Hmm.
M&R.
M&R, sorry, not
Mm.
MHM.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
There's got to be there's got to be a market out there for that, isn't there?
yeah. But to be honest, you could probably go to like a good like metal worker and get something made up.
It's funny you say that because recently, right? So on my Riley press, one of the heads cracked. Like I was screwing in a 3 color job. I was regging it up and I screwed it too hard and the whole bottom plate just went and it fell on the floor.
Oh no.
And I was like, fuck, like this is bad. And it was like oh, what's it? Is it iron? Like iron doesn't
Fast.
right? Yeah, cast iron doesn't weld very well, does it?
No,
Hmm.
not at all.
So I sent it to the guy I did work experience for, who's like fucking saved my life like every time. And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, like I can send it to the guy who welds my VW because he's got like a Mark One and he like gets that done every year. And what he's done is he's welded it, but then he's riveted up through the whole plate. So
Nice.
it's like it's not
Okay.
stronger than ever. So I might get him to do the other three. Yeah. But he didn't charge me either, so I was pretty chuffed about that.
Yeah, definitely get the other three done then.
Yeah.
$3.99. Everyone likes that price.
Yeah. So I was really happy about that because like I was like, shit, I can't get this job done now because it was like I think I was printing it plastisol with a base. This was a while ago, but yeah, it's like yeah.
Shit like that always happens when it
Yeah.
is the least convenient time for it to happen.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Never happens when you're having like a day in the studio, just having like a tidy up and a reset or whatever. It would never happen then.
No, it always happens on the rushes.
Mm.
On the rush job, where shit goes wrong because you're like stressed out anyway and you're just like trying to make shortcuts and like
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I've just realized like recently, like even the screen drying process, like just get it as dry as possible. Like
Mm.
like stop trying to spot it while it's like kind of still wet because it just doesn't go well. Yeah,
Mm.
Yeah, it's got that is actually the one. I think that's probably the most difficult part is if you want to do a rush job and you haven't got a screen ready, like you've got to like strip one down and prep
yeah.
it up that can feel like a lifetime, can't it? Like really get
Not for
like
me.
not for you because you've got a fancy cabinet. Yeah, it can feel like
I just like rubbing that in.
yeah, I know.
I do have a relatively fancy cabinet. If anything gets too fancy, it gets too hot and it splits my screens half
You've
the
probably got the same one Darcy's got.
I love mine. I've got a Vastex dry cab, and
Oh
I think it's up there as the best investment I've made.
yeah.
Maybe apart from a Starlight,
I've just
but
um
I kicked myself because I bought one new because I couldn't find a second hand one. And the week after I paid for it, so I bought a 10 screen one, but I really wanted a 20 screen, but they were like obviously over double the cost. And the week after, a 20 screen one came up used for like the same price I'd bought a 10 screen one brand new. I was just
damn.
Standard,
like,
yeah.
fuck's sake. And I got in touch with them. I was like, can I cancel this order? And they were like, no, we're already making it.
Uh,
Fuck.
At least it's nice to have a bit of virgin equipment though that no one else has used. That must be nice. It must be nice.
Yeah, it is. It
I don't
is.
own anything new. All of my equipment's used.
Right, my press and my drying cabinet were new. I think pretty much everything else was used.
I think my squeegees were new. Am I in?
Yeah, I've got new squeegees. Yeah, to be fair, that's
I
my
know
ink
you
isn't
had
even
mine.
new. There is that. Yeah, I do love
Really,
a good
Oh.
squeegee.
really funny guy
Mm.
in London. It was he had a studio in a basement in Holloway, and he wouldn't sell it to me unless I printed on it. He was like, if you can print on it, you can have it. And I was like,
What?
yeah, he was like a proper like geezer. He was
It's
like,
like perform for me.
yeah, he was about six.
That's a bit fucking weird.
He was like drinking a beer while I was there. He was like, tell you
Was
what,
he like rubbing his belly button at the same time or something as well?
he was just a proper fucking weirdo. Like he was just a proper bloke, basically. Like, yeah, he was just like, if you can print a t-shirt on it, mate, I'll knock 100 quid off it. And I was like, and he was pissed as well. And he's like drinking it
Brilliant.
while I was there, and I was just like, yeah, like a fucking old screen that he had, like just kicking about. And he's like, yeah, all right, yeah, sounds good.
This guy sounds like exactly the sort of thing I would do.
Need to get him on the pod.
Yeah, I think we do. Yeah, he
T-
sounds all right. He sounds solid.
Dave, that's his name.
Dave,
Dave.
T-shirt Dave.
Dave.
That's his,
T-shirt
Dave from
Dave.
London.
yeah, T-shirt Dave is his business name. T-shirt.
Oh, I've heard of T-shirt Dave.
Everyone's heard of T-shirt Dave. He's
Yeah,
yeah,
T-shirt Dave's famous. Famous T-shirt Dave.
yeah.
Legit. Hold on. Yeah, Darcy, you must have heard of T-shirt Dave, surely.
No, I can't tell whether you're taking the piss or
No, I'm
not.
being deadly serious. I'm being deadly serious. Didn't he? He sold up all his equipment relatively recently, didn't he?
Yeah, I actually bought my Radi press off him. He had a Radi
Mm.
color and he's trying to sell it now. But he's got I think his parents died recently, so he's like inherited loads of money, so he's just like selling shop and he's
Yeah, good on him.
doing paper printing now. He's I think his t-shirt printing days are over, which seems to happen to a lot of people. A lot of people get sick of t-shirts and like, oh, I'm doing paper or skateboards now.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, paper is just a really thin skateboard, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's less strenuous, isn't it? Like t-shirts is like
Yeah.
back.
I'd love to
I
do
don't know.
more
I don't know.
paper
Flat
printing.
flat stock is a real art form. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is difficult as fuck flat stock.
yeah,
The problem with flat stock is you can get like if you're doing like a multicolour job, you can pour hours and hours into it, and then you can fuck it up on
yeah.
on the last colour. Whereas normally with a t-shirt, you see it's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's in front of you. You can move on to the next one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just because the order of operations are so different.
Mm.
I think if I ever got into paper printing, I'd only take on jobs with a huge black key line over it.
I'd love to do paper printing, but I just don't have like the confidence in myself to do it.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just like I find it really, really daunting. Like, even though it's just a piece of paper. Like, obviously, I'm not talking about multicolored fucking paper prints and stuff like that because that's just. I think it is a different industry altogether. I think
yeah,
flat stock printing. It's like, you can be the best fucking t-shirt printer in the world. Doesn't it? It's not going to make you a good flat stock printer.
no, no,
And vice versa. Like,
I've got a
it's
vacuum bench,
no, I know you do. I know
big
you
one,
do.
yeah, big, really good
Mm,
one.
yeah.
do not
Ne
use it.
Never used it once. I bought it when I was because I wanted to do flat stock was the thing I wanted to do,
Mm,
and I bought it, and then when I was looking for the exposure unit. Um, the exposure unit I bought was part of a bundle deal with loads of t-shirt stuff,
mm,
and I was like, oh, so ended up sort of doing it t-shirts by accident.
yeah,
But
fair.
yeah, but the guy I bought it from, he bought it new, brand new, had it all specced up from Kipax, and he bought it specifically for printing vinyl stickers on, nothing else, just
Yeah,
one job.
yeah.
And after that job was done, I mean, he had it a long time, but after that job was done, that's it. He said, "I'm done with it," and
Sounds
he
like
just
me
sold it
buying my
again.
Starlight. That I bought
Mm.
my Starlight based off one job, and this job
Really?
wouldn't have paid for the fucking exposure unit.
Mm.
But I was like, I really want this job,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
it was basically my old exposure unit. I just could never get good half tones on it. And this job needed to have like fucking really, really fine half tones. And
Mm,
the Starlight, to be fair, I picked it up for a really, really good price.
mm.
Um, and I don't regret it at all.
No,
The,
Yeah, as I
the
said,
reason
it's
I
one of
could
the best
never own a
investments I've made.
Starlight, there's one reason I could never own a Starlight.
The
It's
name,
because, yeah, Starlight, can you hear me compose? What you do? Every time. Like, every time I walk into the studio, that would be in my head for the rest of the day. I'd have to
mm,
rename it. I'd have to rename it the M&R Greg.
daylight,
Mm.
just a
No,
light.
Greg's a better name.
Oh, right, Greg. You can ask a question.
Me, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it's the good news segment.
yeah.
It's time for the good
This is
news.
this is the first time we're actually doing this with a guest because we keep forgetting to do it. So you are the virgin here,
go on.
and we're going to sacrifice you.
All right.
Um, Do you have any good news for our listeners?
Like business wise or just in my lifestyle?
No, it could be in someone else's life.
General.
It could be something you saw and was like, "Oh, that's amazing! Isn't that lovely?" Do you know what I mean? Like
Um, oh, today.
Darcy was supposed to prime you on this and say, "Oh, just so you know, can you get
It was in
something
the
that's good
email, but it
news?"
was at the bottom of the email.
Okay, that's fine then.
Oh, was it? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah,
Um,
it's all right. It's all right. The email's quite long. I realise I need to probably reduce that email because it's like 12 paragraphs.
is it? It's 10 paragraphs too long.
I'm trying to think of good news that I saw today. Oh, you know what? Okay, right. So I've been helping my cousin out with construction work this week because he needs it. Um, I know how to concrete as well. I'm a man of many talents.
Nice.
Actually, I want to concrete a bowl in my back garden, but that's another story. Um, Basically, while we were concreting, we found loads of kittens.
What?
I'm so here for this.
Yeah, we found loads of kittens because we are concreting on a pet food factory at the moment. So I just work with him every Wednesday, and we lifted a crate up, and there were like 10 kittens under there, and we
Oh
caught,
fuck!
but we don't know what to do with them. We gave them to the factory, and we're like, oh yeah, we've caught six of these kittens. Like we just picked them all up.
And they're like, "We've got no way of feeding these kittens," and you're like, "Liars."
These are now kitten food.
But they said to take one home. So mine is I've got a cat already, but I'm kind of tempted to take a few home with me. But then I don't want to become a crazy cat person.
No, do it. I think you need to do it.
I'm very tempted to take a few home with me. So that's my good news. I found a load of kittens.
Kittens are hilarious.
Yeah,
Cats are
Yeah.
amazing because it doesn't matter what cat it is, how big it is, whether it's a lion or like a little house cat or whatever. They're all the fucking same, aren't they?
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
really silly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're just incredible.
Yeah.
I've got a cat, but my cat lives with my mum and dad because firstly, she likes my mum and dad way more than she'd ever liked me, and also she didn't get on with the dog very well. She's called Mr. Bojangles the Kitty, is her full name. I have this rule about naming animals where the more stupid a name you give an animal, the better the name that comes from it is.
The
So
better.
she's yeah, so she's called Mr. Bojangles the Kitty, and we call her Bo, which is a great name for a cat.
Yeah,
Mm,
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
mm. One of my
Hey,
dogs is called Samwise Gamgee.
nice. That's a good
That's
name.
that's from Harry Potter, isn't
Mm.
Fuck off. Okay.
it? Oh, that's
Literally,
some brilliant
my
news,
brain
though.
just went, don't bite, don't bite, don't bite.
Oh.
Oh, fucking hell. Right. Next little segment we've got is oh, you usually do this bit. Why am I doing this bit? This is the bit that I usually like relax
Well,
and like
my
go for
name's
a
written
wee.
loads. Well, just you can do it.
I
Go
know
on.
because you've got a nicer voice than me.
No, what bit? What bit are you talking about?
The previous guest question.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. So, our previous guest has asked a question.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Spider. Hello, Spider. Hello. Our previous, sorry, that's musings of a madman. Our previous guest, do you know Alex from Disc Prince?
Yeah.
He,
Oh,
yeah, he was our previous guest. So this is the question from Alex, and the question is, when you're buying a pair of shorts, would you rather them finish below or above your knee?
below.
What? You're a below the knee short man?
Yeah. I'm a skater, innit?
Yeah, but like,
Back.
you would have, you'd strike me as an above the knee short man.
No, no. But
Hmm. But how much below the knee? We're not talking
only
like
a little bit,
ankle swingers.
an inch.
Yeah, okay, fine, yeah.
Maybe some like, kind of high socks, in case I fall on my knees. But basically, I skate transition or bowl.
Hmm.
If I skid on my knees, that hurts. I don't wear knee pads or any protection, so
So if you weren't skating, would you wear the same shorts as well, do you reckon? Or would you wear
I would wear a bob.
yeah.
So it's a mixture. It depends what I'm doing. Depends what activities I'm doing.
I like my shorts to be as short as possible.
If I'm printing, they will be like hot pants.
Yeah. Oh, same, yeah. I've got
Yeah,
a pair of print shorts. My missus absolutely hates them.
yeah. No, my print shorts are trash. They're covered in adhesive and
Yeah, same, yeah.
yeah, yeah, they're like up to my thighs.
Yeah, mine the zip bust ages ago,
Yeah,
and then the button that hold them together broke, but I couldn't bear to get rid of them, so I cable tied a washer where the button should be, and that goes through and then back on itself, and
yeah, I like
that seems to hold them up. They are honestly the worst. And they're also made from a pair of trousers. Had a pair of trousers and I was hot one day and I just took a pair of
that.
scissors to them. But I did that
Yeah,
classic thing of, when you cut them dead straight and then when you put them on, they're like,
yeah, that's how all screen printer shorts are made.
yeah, they're the best. They're the best shorts.
Yeah,
Every now and again she tries to hide them and
yeah.
I always find them. It's like they're like my they are like my ring from Harry Potter from the Lord of the Rings. Like I can sense that they're where they fucking are. Like I can hear them whispering to me. Oh,
Yeah.
good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
Darcy, do you want to ask the next portion of this?
Uh, what's the next portion? Because I just went for a wee.
Well, the bit after the bit of.
Oh, the bit after the listener question.
Oh, sorry. Can you close that door, please? Joanna went and found my shorts that I'm talking about.
Found them.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Why?
they,
wow.
Oh
but
yeah, yeah.
yes, so the zip's broken, and
Do you still have the hole in the
that's
arsehole
the button.
bit there?
That's the button, and it just happens to just slip
Brilliant.
through and then back on itself.
I like
Yeah,
that.
they're great, aren't they? Oh, and also, they've ripped like up the back of the legs as well.
Oh, that's convenient.
You aren't having them back because you're gonna. No. Close the door and go away.
I
No,
She's
think
going to bin them.
you have lost being able to be in charge of these shorts privileges. Be on your way. With
Oh,
great shorts come great responsibility.
so this is usually a pav question, so I feel really, really out of place here.
Go on.
So I've got to act Italian and have really small hands. So,
True
Okay.
that.
um, do you have a question for our next guest?
Um, would you rather be really itchy or really sticky?
Oh, hold on. That was
That's excellent.
incredible.
I think that leads us really, really nicely. Oh
Yeah.
no, we've got a questions for us next, but it will lead us really, really nicely onto the next short little section, and then
Okay.
we'll let you enjoy your evening, mate.
All right.
So yeah, do you have any questions for us?
Um, so what got you guys into screen printing?
Just a multitude of bad life choices.
Yeah. Ever you got even got into this? You're like, oh, this is like I should have just started construction. Yeah, there's more money.
Oh, yeah, well, I just like when you're like a creative and you end up making something for yourself. I printed myself a t-shirt. I did it at university actually. I ended up, oh, can you do that? Can you make me one? I'm like, yeah, I can help you out. So you help one person, and it just spirals from there. I
Yeah,
don't think there's like one like like starting point I can really pick, if that makes sense. Like there was lots of little things that conspired that ended up
Mm.
making me the loser that I am today.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm. I don't think anyone's got like a it happened that day sort of story. I think that's just sort of how printing is.
Yeah,
Mm.
It's
yeah,
just a vibe, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Yeah,
I started a brand and started getting stuff screen printed, and then I was like, I want to save money and teach myself to screen print, and that was it really. And
yeah.
then same sort of thing, just spiraled.
That is how it happens a lot of time, isn't it? It's just like, yeah, yeah. Did you buy like a really janky press, like start with?
Hmm.
What did you have?
I had some. I had a Chinese made little, the little blue press you get off
Oh,
Amazon, the
yeah,
single
yeah.
station one,
On,
and I
with,
bought this fucking horrible, this orange piece of shit. They claimed to have micro reg, but the micro reg were a series of screws that you screwed in and out,
no,
and it didn't work as micro
yeah,
reg at all. Um, yeah, and I was on that for a good while, and then I was like, I need to upgrade, and bought a
yeah,
cruiser.
yeah. Fair enough. I mean, can't go wrong with that.
No,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
one other question is like, so you both
Yeah,
run
yeah.
garages?
Hmm.
Yeah, well, I'm expanding at some point in the next sort of 3 months, but I'll still be printing from home.
Do you have tunnel dryers or do you heat press everything?
Yeah, tunnel dries.
Tunnel drawers,
Really? You got space?
just
Uh,
about.
Honestly, if you saw my studio, you would. I think you wouldn't believe what goes on in there. It is like nut
Well,
to fucking butt everywhere
Pav's
in it.
is very, very cleverly laid out. Pav's is very, very cramped, whereas mine is split over multiple places.
Mm.
Mm,
So I've got an exposure and ink mixing room, and then I've got my washout, and then we're on my I've got my washout in the garage where my drying cabinet is, where used screens are stored and all that, blah blah blah. And then in my conservatory, I've got my press.
nice.
I
Yeah,
have everything in my single garage.
yeah,
Full size washout booth, drying cabinet, workstation with it where I do my inks and that, and then exposure unit, and then press,
No,
flash.
in my single garage, I just could never fit a tunnel dryer in, so I used to just flash everything off and heat press it, which was long.
mm,
My tunnel dryer is also fucking massive.
it is.
It's way bigger than it needs. You could probably use it to run an auto, I reckon.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I
Yeah,
reckon you could.
yeah,
I
it's
swear
big.
Sea Dog have got a similar size.
Yeah, the Sea Dog have got a smaller tunnel dryer than me, and they run a fucking auto. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was much one of those things that was much bigger when I turned up to pick it up than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah.
Much,
You'll
much bigger.
get it in there and you're like, oh shit. Like, what have I done?
Yeah. The belt's over a meter wide.
Really?
Hmm.
That sounds bigger than mine. Is it like I've got a Panther?
Yeah, mine's a Panther L 700L.
Mine's
Mm.
the red one. I don't know.
They're all red, I think, aren't they? Oh, they did a couple of blue ones as well. How long is yours?
Yours is blue, isn't it?
Mine's red.
Oh, was it?
Mine, mine's about a meter and a half long. So
Mine's 2.4 meters long.
yeah, that's really long. I don't know how long mine is, but yeah, I don't know. But
Yeah.
that drives great, mate. Awesome.
Yeah, particularly if you get like the older ones, because they're built like
Mm.
absolute fucking tanks. And the guy
Mm.
who built them still works for uh Wicked Screen, Wicked Print Supply, Wicked Print
Mm,
stuff, whatever they're called. Um, and you can just ring him up and go, "Yo, this is broken." He goes, "Yeah, this is what you got to do." And he's talked me through a couple of repairs on it.
nice.
Yeah, he's the bollocks.
There's the dude that Fox Graphics. He's still kicking about. He's like really old school.
Hmm.
Um, because I used to when I was in the screen room at the company I worked for. Um, yeah, like I used to have a Fox Graphics exposure unit, and that shit used to go wrong all the fucking time. I used to ring him up, and he's just like, "Help me fix it." Got a guy.
The
He was like a proper OG. I think his name was a Darren or something. He was just like the
I
last.
say, I'll tell you what's interesting is that there's going to be so much knowledge that's going to be lost
Yeah,
Mm.
when this because they weren't the sort of generation that shared everything and like we do and we
Yeah.
speak all like if I see someone and they're doing something and I don't know how to do it on Instagram, I'll 9 times out of 10 I can send a message and go, "You got any tips on doing this?" 100% always get a message back like, "Yeah, this is what you want to do, like this is how it's helped me or whatever." And we got friends in a print group and that, and any problems or someone's got a specialty in something, the information that just gets shared is incredible. But it seemed like a bit. That's quite a recent thing, unfortunately.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It is really handy. Like, I think me and Alex will communicate a lot. Alex from
Mm.
Disprints, like, we'll give each other hands, and then I'll message Vino quite a lot to like give them a hand. I'll even message some of the guys from my old workplace just to be like, oh, like, can I do it this way? And they'll be like, yeah, yeah, of course. Like,
Mm.
yeah. It's probably the best thing about the print industry is like, I don't think there's obviously competition, but then also like people are looking out for each other because they know how hard the industry is.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
I
tough.
think I think that's a recent development though.
Do you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is.
I think it was really, really closed off, like even 10 years ago, where it
I've
was
years, so
say it again.
Mm.
I've only been around for 2 years, so that's all I've kind of known.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it used to be like a lot more closed off and a lot more like
competitive and
there was
stuff.
a lot more like gatekeeping
Yeah,
where it's like, oh, I'm not going to give you my information because then it's going to make you better than me.
yeah,
What would happen is you'd have one old guy in the print shop that knew everything, and then he'd pick one person to pass that knowledge on to that worked there, and then they then obviously do the same over years or whatever. But it's just not like that anymore. We're everyone communicates all the fucking time, don't they?
yeah,
Well, it's DIY culture as well that I think has like really, really helped grow that because it's kind of like everybody's developed their own ways of doing it. Like as I said previously, there's no like right or wrong way to do anything. There's like parameters you have to adhere to for stuff to work, i.e., ensuring your emulsions dry, blah blah blah, and everything. But the way you go about stuff is like, especially since like things like chemicals and emulsions and stuff like that has improved. Like I think you have a little bit more freedom to do it your own way.
yeah,
Whereas back in the day when things were a lot more gatekept or gate
yeah.
kept, it
But
was
a
there
lot of
was
that will be that the chemicals and everything they used they weren't as forgiving either. Like that you
yeah,
had to
yeah,
like
yeah.
it was a
No,
fucking
that's what I
recipe.
mean. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. It's kind of like so I kind of get it in a sense, but at the same time, it's like it's good to knowledge share. It's kind of like you make somebody else better. You're only making the whole industry stronger, which I think is only going to do good to the screen printing industry and it's going to drive up standards. Like I think there's so much like um of the kind of racing to the bottom of the barrel going on where it's like, charge as little as fucking possible, get the work out as quick as possible. And I don't think that's fucking healthy. Like there's enough work for everybody to go around. But the
Mm,
ones that bring it down for everybody are the ones that are like, oh yeah, I'll do your print for fucking 50p on fucking 50 shirts, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, and
Honestly, you do that
there is a
once and
lot
you
of
never
that.
get and you never let go, do you?
But there is a lot of that going round, and it's like I've lost clients to stuff like that. Um, and
But
it's
they,
really frustrating, not because like, oh, I've lost a client, I'm going to be fucking moody about it, but it's like that's not a way to sustain a business, and it's not a way for you to live. I don't understand how you can justify charging that little for the amount of work that I know you put in. But
mm,
it's a self-worth thing for me, if more than anything. It's like I know how much I want to earn per hour in my working life so that I can take time out and spend it with my family, like with my kid and stuff like that.
mm,
Like, and if I don't hit that, I'd be fucking pissed because
yeah,
it at that stage, it'd just feel like wasted energy.
yeah.
Um, so, but anyway,
Cool, I'm depressed now.
should we do some randoms then, and then we'll let you get off, mate.
All right, go on.
Randoms and then wanking.
Fuck's
Oh,
sake.
Darcy, do you go first or do I go first? It feels like it's been so long.
You go first this week. We actually haven't had a guest for a little while. The last episode we did was me and Pav, but
Mm,
previous to that, Pav was away for a couple of weeks. My dog's been very poorly, so we've
oh,
yeah, not recorded anything. So yeah, we feel a little bit out of practice. So thank you for easing us back into it, Joel.
oh, no
Hmm,
worries.
you're
Anytime.
you're a good man. Um, oh, you boy, actually, looking at you. Um,
17-year-old boy.
so young. Um, what's the most unbelievable yet true excuse you have ever had for being late?
Um, Shit. Oh, actually, yeah, okay. So when I worked at the print shop back in London, I once had I was getting I got the bus in because it's pissing it down rain. I used to bike in. I used to get two buses, right? And one time I was so hungover, I was like obliterated from the night before. I think I went to bed at 3 and 6 the next day to do a job, fucking running an auto. And I got on the bus and I think I lasted like two stops, puked everywhere, like outside the stop in front of loads of people, then jumped back on the same bus. And the bus driver was like, nah. And I was like, no, 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 it's fine. Come on, I am fine. I'm not pissed. He let me back on, but then I was like 20 minutes late because I was just like chundering, like, but then it was one of those print shops where the boss never showed up. So like you'd just be like, oh yeah, like you'd clock in on a piece of paper and you'd be like, yeah, yeah, I was in at 6.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did some high quality commuting slash chundering,
Yeah.
commandering.
So yeah, I was just it was like I think it was about I think I got off the bus like twice, two different buses twice just to be sick.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That must have been some real bad juice in you then, because normally the first vom sorts you right out, doesn't it?
Normally it does, but
Yeah.
it was bad. It was a late one, and I think there was probably a kebab involved as well. So that was
Oh,
Oh,
kebabs normally sort me out. I can either do like a late night or like drink. I can't do both now. Like they can't. Those two things can't coincide
yeah.
anymore.
I'm with
no,
you there.
I still got it.
Yeah, of course you're like 12.
You're getting younger as this conversation goes on.
Fucking Benjamin
Uh,
Button.
uh, right. Do you think money brings happiness?
No, no, like straight up no, because I just think you should like in terms of printing, you should print what you want to print. You shouldn't be like if I got a job, like say if Morrison's were like, oh yeah, can you print us 1,000 t-shirts tomorrow? I'd be like, nah. Even though the money would be there, I'd be like, no, I don't want to print 1,000 t-shirts for Morrison's. Do you know what I mean? It's just like I'm not interested in that. I'd rather do my own thing, and I'd rather be happy creating my own
Mm.
stuff rather than
Mm,
making shitloads of money. I I mean, it can definitely bring you happiness in some extents. Like, you know, you can go on holidays and like it'll bring you happiness in that respect. But in terms of business and like getting obsessed with making loads of money, but then when you're really busy, stress comes with that, and then you're not yourself at home
Mm.
and you're not yourself around your friends. That's not happiness.
Yeah, money's just a life lubricant, really, isn't it? That's all it is.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
It just
And
helps. That was weirdly philosophical for me. It just sort
yeah,
of helps things move along.
I feel like I'm in therapy right now.
Yeah, so do
Mm.
I.
I mean, it helps that Pav studied philosophy at
Yeah.
fucking uni or whatever it was.
I didn't
Mm.
do philosophy at university.
I thought you did.
No, didn't A level.
I feel like I don't even know you.
Didn't know. No, I studied architectural studies.
That was it. With a side of philosophy.
No.
Philosophical architecture.
Yeah, phil architecture. Architophathy.
Very good.
Oh.
Go on, Pav.
Uh, what smell do you associate with your childhood? Like
Uh,
whatever you smelt 10 minutes ago, basically.
yeah. Uh, probably. Oh shit, just the smell of like roast dinners, I reckon. Because my dad is like big into cooking roast dinners. Still is. Just smell of roast dinners.
I
Mm.
haven't had a roast dinner for
That's a
fucking
lot. That's a
ages.
lot nicer an answer than when we last that asked that question, and we asked it to the boys from Wet Wired,
Well,
Mm.
they,
and I can't remember if it was Joe or Scott when we asked that question, and he just said fags.
Yeah.
uh, no, I grew up in a smoke-free home, even though I smoke. But I took after my granddad.
Mm,
He used to chain it hard.
mm.
Yeah, but my parents never smoked. Yeah, facts is quite a good one. Quite depressing.
It's quite depressing, though. Yeah.
Roast dinners though.
What's your favourite childhood memory? Cigarettes.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, right. I think you might have answered this already, but I'm kind of not hoping, but we'll see once you give. Um, who was your favorite teacher in life, or is your favorite teacher in life?
Um, yeah, it would be that guy Andy. Yeah, the stuntman fool. He should get on the show. Yeah, he taught me everything I need to know about screen printing, and he's still around to help me. Um, he came in the other day and just was like, you know, he just like if he has anything kicking about, he'll just give it to me. He gave me a bloody dip tank. You know how expensive dip
Nice.
tanks are. He just like
Yeah, which is mad because they're just a fucking plastic box.
yeah, he just
It's just
rocked up with it and was just like, oh yeah, I don't need this anymore because I just do skateboards. Like you can have this. And I was like, fuck,
incredible.
dip tank for free. Yeah, yeah. He'll rock up with a load of stuff that he used to use for because he doesn't do t-shirts at all anymore. He just does skateboards. So yeah, he's always finding stuff in his attic that he'll pop over and bring it to me. So yeah, like still a massive mentor in my life.
No, that's cool.
Nice, mate. I
That's
like
Yeah,
really
that.
nice.
yeah. But
Yeah.
then go on.
I like to think Pav looks up to me, but he doesn't.
What was that?
I'm older than you.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. How could I look up to you?
Because you're really short.
I'm not short. Why does everyone think I'm short?
It's the little hands
I've got this reputation for being short. And
and having little hands.
no, well, I
I
have
mean,
got little
that's not a reputation.
my hands
That's
are
just
very
true.
small, like really
Are they?
fucking small.
All right, quite
My
big
hand
hands.
my hands are tiny, like they're properly small.
That's what that.
Hold on, let me see if I can find a tape measure. They're really, really tiny.
Oh yeah, they do look
Let
small.
me
Well,
put
should
it
we
next
do this on the
next to my
podcast? I've got a tape measure here for when I measure my penis.
first 3 inches
So
is worn out.
I've got 9 inches end to
Right.
end.
My
Go on, Pav.
my tape measure's not here.
I know.
Oh,
Oh, hold on, I've got a ruler.
so
I've got a ruler. I've got a
should
ruler.
we
I've got a
say
ruler.
4 inches for argument's sake?
Can we do it in millimeters, please? I am 180 millimeters.
235.
Yeah, my hands are really small.
That-
So
Tiny.
small.
Captain
Yeah,
Tiny Hands.
yeah. Well, but it's not about the size of your hands. It's about um the fingers. I don't know. I don't know where I was
Yeah.
going with that. I'd no exit strategy for that statement.
That's why you wanted those squeegees off me because they're designed for people with small hands, isn't it?
No, they're not. You're
They
being
are.
mean. I'm being picked on. No wonder I'm going. No wonder I'm going grey. No wonder I'm going grey. I'm going to ask a
Oh,
question now.
yeah, go on.
What's the best Wi-Fi name you've ever seen?
I haven't seen many, but one of the ones on I one of the ones on the marina I used to live on was like, oh man, I can't even remember what it was called. You know what? I can't remember. But that it does spring to mind, but I can't remember. It was quite clever. I just can't
That's a
remember.
that's a really long Wi-Fi name. It springs to mind. You know what it is? I can't remember. It was really clever.
It
That's a
was.
that's a difficult Wi-Fi name to remember.
But yeah, it was yeah, someone on the marina I lived on had it and I can't remember what it's called.
I do like it. You don't see them so much anymore, do you? Like funny Wi-Fi
Nah,
names.
nah,
Everyone's
No.
all serious about it all.
they are. Yeah, I can't answer that question, I'm afraid, because I might have to message it to you when it comes to mind, but
If you message it and then Darcy do a voice note, Darcy will edit it in.
okay, cool.
Edit it
Mm.
if you listener, if the Wi-Fi name has come to mind, it will be edited in now.
There we go.
Perfect.
There we go. Right, last one for me then. Should I go depressing or should I just go general?
No, general, don't go depressing. No
H-
depressings.
how do you start your day?
Um, I wake up and stare at the ceiling and wonder why I started screen printing.
Has his
Well,
nappy
that
changed?
wasn't depressing.
No,
Oh. I should have asked the depressing question. I would have probably got a happier answer.
Do you want to go for the depressing question and see what happens? I
yeah.
want to
Yeah. When was the last time you cried?
Um,
He's a baby, he cries all the time, doesn't
yeah, crowd time.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, I'm 6 years old. Last time I cried, probably. Oh, you know what? It was actually doing a job. Um, I was printing for a record label, and it was a free color job. And this, bear in mind, this is just after one of the heads cracked, and I
Oh, fuck.
three colors limited, and one of the heads is quite temperamental anyway. So I was using the
Mm.
temperamental one, and he didn't want it discharge. He wanted it the hybrid base where you hit it twice. Do you know what I mean? The water base.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
He wanted it that, but then like as soon as I started flashing it, it started like plucking it up. So like I
Uh,
a really furry print, and I like every print I did was furry, and I just like fucking cried. I just sat on the floor and cried. I was just like, fuck this.
oh, mate. Fucking hell. I feel you.
Yeah. But I eventually just like was like, look, I've done five of them, and I'm just gonna refund you because like I'm not doing this.
Fair enough.
Sure, I
Good
could have.
on you for doing that, though, to be fair, because I think a lot of people would have just pushed through and gone, fuck it, it's good enough.
Yeah. But no, they just came out all furry, and I tried to heat press them and like paint bits on, and I was just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all tried the paintbrush trick, right?
Oh, well, 100%. I
Yeah.
did it yesterday. I've actually moved on from a paintbrush to a I've got one of those like silicon, tools for like cleaning silicon off of
Nice.
a, and
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
just paintbrush shaped, but the tip is really soft, but it
Mm,
isn't like
Yeah, yeah.
bristly, so it doesn't pick it. You can clean it easily as well. Just good,
nice.
just a little
Touch
good,
up, yeah. Cotton
good
buds
shit.
are always good. If you get a sharp cotton bud, that's probably the best.
Yeah.
Mm,
Throw them away as well. Pretty bad for the environment, but
mm.
Mm.
oh well.
Fuck the dolphins.
Hey, a dolphin would fuck you. Dolphins are known for shagging.
Yeah, they
they,
are. All right.
they are. They are.
Fuck the whales then.
I'm sure whales do shagging.
Oh, fuck the sea cucumbers. I don't know. Anyway, final
They've
questions.
literally got cum in the name. They're like, why do you keep picking over sexualized animals?
Just fucking horny, mate.
Final questions then.
Go on, then.
Right. If you weren't doing what you do now, what do you think you'd be doing?
Yeah, probably just laying concrete. That would, yeah, because it's like insane money and it's steady work, and you get a free van if you work with
Mm.
them. So that's a benefit.
Vans are great, aren't they?
Yeah, he'll
I've
just.
got a van and I fucking love it. It's the best thing I
Well,
ever
you
bought.
don't right now.
Well, no, my van is currently a bit poorly, but I still own it. It's just not currently roadworthy. But I fucking love a van.
I had one when I lived in London, and it was fucking amazing. But then the head gasket blew.
Ah,
I sold it. I managed to sell it because I put this gel in it that sealed it. I don't know how long it sealed it for, but
hmm.
don't put that on the. See me. Yeah, you might be listening to this. You never know. Yeah.
It'll be all right. It'll be fine. Don't worry. That was a lifetime ago. It's fine. Surprised you're old enough to drive. Anyway, um, can you can you think of any brands or people that'd be good to have on the pod? I think you've already mentioned two, haven't you? Stuntman Full and Iron Litany. But do you have any others?
So I used to one of the when I had a studio in London in Lewisham. I it also in the studio was Maggot Death. Have you heard of him?
Why does that
That
sound
rings a
familiar?
bell.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of punk and hardcore bootlegs, and yeah, I got on with him really well. Like we used to like sort of really help each other out and stuff. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. I mean, he's quite underground, so he might not come on just because he's
Mm, that's fair enough, isn't it?
yeah. But then he might it'd be worth reaching out to. I mean,
Yeah.
Vino Sangri as well. I don't know if you had those guys on.
Yeah, yeah.
You've had
We
them
No,
on.
we've
haven't
not
we,
had him
we
on,
haven't had
no.
them on, but I've spoken to him a few times,
Yeah, yeah,
little whiles ago. But
yeah.
yeah,
They're
nice
nice.
people.
Um, yeah, Maggot Death, Vino, Stuntman Fall, you can get him on. I mean, I see him quite frequently, so I can even just say, like,
Yeah, he's cool. I added him while we were
yeah,
like,
sweet.
when you guys were weeing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice, excellente.
Uh, where can people find you?
just Instagram. That is it. Like, I don't have a website. I just have Instagram. That's
You
it.
do have a website, so I've
I
been
do
on it.
Big Cartel. It's like it's fucking Big Cartel in it. Like, I don't have a website designer. I just do it myself. I wouldn't even call it a website. I just call it a fucking little shop.
Yeah.
I think it's a website.
Yeah,
I mean, by definition, it is. Um, maybe not what you want it to be, but it's there. It exists.
yeah.
It's
It's
where people can buy your wares.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like a lot of I've had like one of my friends is a website designer and she's like, "Oh, can I do your website?" And I'm like, "Nah, it works. I don't need
Hmm.
it, and it's £9 a month. Like I don't need you to make me some
Yeah.
Shopify
We're
thing."
the same with Rewind. Like we could have done. I always had a Shopify for Downcast, my brand,
Yeah.
but it's so fucking expensive. Like no, but we've got Rewind, like the t-shirts we've shown you, all on Big Cartel. And it's
Yeah.
as you said, 8-9 quid a month, whatever it is. It's like
Yeah, it's just
fucking nothing.
yeah. If it works, it works.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Right, take it away, Pav.
What is the meaning of life?
What is the meaning of life? I think when you die, you don't go to heaven or hell. You float away and you go to another universe.
Nice.
Mm.
And maybe not everyone you knew are there, but there's people you kind of knew there that just maybe by chance got there because I believe there's infinite universes, and maybe you just go to another one where there's like different vibes going on.
So you're just surfing the vibe wave the whole time.
Yeah, it's like the astral plane. I think your soul leaves your body, but your soul will go into another vessel somewhere else, not on this planet, but somewhere.
Mm.
Somewhere.
I'd be straight up Pav's rectum.
Again.
Yeah, you could be a tapeworm.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. I already am already, so it's fine.
Oh, tapeworm. Oh, oh, I've done you there. Hilarious.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, Joel, absolute pleasure to have you on, mate.
Yeah,
Haven't I
nice.
got
It's
to
been
sing us out?
really, really good chat. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hang on. So
It
yeah,
has
this
been
is
good
the
chat
last
though,
thing.
Joel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Right. So do you have a song that Pav could sing us out to?
Ideally, one that I might know.
Could you sing me? Um, could you sing me? shit. Let me think. Can you do a Bob Dylan number?
Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah, I can do. Hold on, I can. Let me just get
Right,
the lyrics up.
Go on.
right.
Any
Tell me when you got the lyrics up and we'll say bye.
Hold on.
Here comes Pav's Jamaican accent.
Uh,
This is this is the episode we get shut down. Pav de Rastafari.
I've just got to try and get the lyrics up.
you doing it?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm not very good at googling. Hold on.
He's a bit
Uh,
old, Joel. He's quite old, isn't
Yeah.
he?
I'm.
I have to go round sometimes, and he's like, "How do I turn computer on?"
Hold on. Yeah, I knew the name of it. There we go.
You
Lyrics. Hold
need your other glasses to look at the screen.
on. Okay.
Go on.
I know you said Bob Dylan, but are we accepting his alter ego? Well, his other name, Yusuf.
Oh fuck! I was thinking of Bob Marley for some reason. That's why I
Wait, you
went Jamaican.
name either.
Eh?
Yusuf isn't his other name either. You're thinking of
Who am I thinking of then?
all right,
You're
do it.
thinking of
Do maybe
Cat Stevens?
yeah,
Oh, are they not? Is that not the same person?
no.
No.
Oh, hold on. In which case, that's why it took me so long to find the lyrics. Bob. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm really good at this. Oh yeah, I know who Bob Dylan is now. Yeah.
Do blowing
He,
in.
yeah, yeah. I sort of know that one.
Go on.
All
Um,
right. See you later, Joel.
how many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Yes, and how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.